Welcome back to the Nick and Tub podcast. It's episode 38.
Yes, sir.
Fuck, I questioned myself again, even though we figured it out at the end. Today, we have our buddy Hayden Ditto.
Hayden fucking Ditto.
I totally forgot to ask him if that's his actual last name.
It is.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I first saw it and his Twitter handle said "fuck Ditto." I was like, "What did Ditto do? Pokemon?" I was like I'm so confused. And then I found out that was his last name, and I was like, "That's a dope ass last name." Would you like to tell the people who Hayden is?
Yeah. Hayden's one of our good buddies, and he's primarily known for his clothing line that he has created over the last couple years called Versus Enigma. It's a local brand and has been making its moves not only around town, but in literally different continents and different countries. And so it is really dope to talk about. It's one of our favorite projects that we support out of our friends. It's huge. And we get into depth with it. We get to, you get to meet the guy behind it and where it's come from and what he's looking at in the future.
Beautiful. That did it. All right.
So I guess it means we're going to start the episode now. Welcome to the Nick and Tub
podcast. That was good.
Yep.
Again,
Solid.
I'm always fucking stoked on it.
I like that fucking dumb podcast. I like it.
It's fucking good shit. That was so good.
Dude, this is the best fucking thing we've ever done.
Sorry, I hesitate because every single time that we
a cup
clap.
of water.
Oh yeah.
This it by chance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's yours.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
We always start every podcast, every single one that I've noticed. I've just
Talking
been,
about the clap?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I try to
So people know what they can expect.
and I don't ever want it to sound like I'm not excited about it. Like I think it's
No, it's
dope.
a genuine reaction every fucking time. It's like, oh my God, guys, good job.
we clap together. Because you go to a fucking concert and everybody claps to
Oh my God. It just turns into a roaring applause.
That was a really good clap.
that makes me do nothing. I'm sitting there and I'll yell out sometimes like while we're clapping.
Clap.
I'm just
clap.
I'll be like, how do you not hear his hi-hats or like the bass drum? That's all you have to follow. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you that fucking drunk that you can't?
It turns into a straight up applause. Like, it's
Oh, dude, it's so fucking bad. To get back to what we were talking about, the main point of the podcast that we were trying to avoid was, and I've done this with multiple projects, which is why, where it was like you want to push for attention
Like
way too
exposure?
fast. Yeah, exposure. Like when I was in my band back when I was like 15, 16, we were all about getting exposure. And it was like we had one fully recorded song. It's like, what do you
you
can't
what are you
What are you gonna
providing?
push?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
exactly the point.
And that's the thing too. Like you kind of got to build like an organic reputation, especially with a podcast. Like
Right.
that you're consistent. You post every week. You create good content that people actually enjoy. They don't just support it because like, oh, that's my friend, I'm going to support them. Like they
Yeah.
listen to it and they genuinely
they get
like
a lot
it.
out of it, you know.
And
Yeah,
we're
and-
starting to actually get more people, which I hope by the time she listens to this, she knows who I'm talking about. I just don't want to name drop her. But I had somebody hit me up and they were like, I hopped into the podcast and I'm now going to catch up on all of them. And
That's
this
so
was
crazy.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
mean,
like, oh, you have almost 40 to catch up on. Like
Yeah.
the fact that you even want to do that speaks a volume
it's
to
insane.
us.
Our homie, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, and I feel awful. Tweeted at us about episode 9, like the other day.
Who?
I'd have to pull up Twitter to get his
Chick
name.
or a dude?
I think it was a dude. I didn't really stalk the profile.
So there's nothing like, it's not a better feeling than like actually having people that are just like genuinely love like what you put out. Like I totally like know what you guys are coming from. It makes you want to just do it that much more and you know
Yes.
keep putting out more and more.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
And it's
awesome.
fun. It's cool because my main thing that I always try to tell people, which it's always refreshing when I have somebody that hold on, grabbing Tubbs' phone so I can see who this is. Oh, that's it's a chick.
Oh, it's a chick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to tell.
I was gonna say when you said dude, I was like, no, okay,
Yeah.
that's a friend from a job that I used to have.
Yeah, but like just like getting a tweet about episode 9, and episode 9 was months ago.
Yeah, it's
And-
fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy because that's so long ago to us, but it is fresh to them.
Right.
And
Yeah,
it's-
that is kind of cool. What were we just talking about, Hayden?
Getting recognition.
Just like putting something out and actually getting like a good response and people like
you
liking it
you
and
would
enjoying
know
it.
for sure, dude.
No,
Like,
Oh yeah,
definitely.
we're diving right into that.
Yeah,
Believe me,
right
yeah.
after
man.
the point that I was going to say was like this. It starts conversation,
100%.
and it's something that I've
Seriously.
mentioned on other podcasts before, where it was there are people that are nervous to start a conversation with you, right? Like they don't know, how you're going to react to this or that. But if they listen to the podcast, Tub and I are both people that we can talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere, right?
For sure.
But then there are the people that have the nerves that get to them, or maybe they just don't know how someone's going to react.
They're
Well,
just timid, shy.
right.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And if they listen to this, they already know us. We don't know them. So then they
Yeah.
can just come up and start a conversation because the door's already open.
Uh,
Ours has always been open, but that opens, sorry, my bad. That always opens the door for them.
That's awesome. Yeah, super chill. I'm sure people like approach you guys like Tub was saying at the gala
Yeah,
a
yeah.
couple
the
days ago.
gala,
Like this is so sick.
yeah.
Like, it opens that door 100%.
It's crazy. Like two of the people, one was a girl named Chloe, and the other one, and it was a couple of their friends too, but I didn't really remember introductions. And the other one was Antonella, and she's actually messaged us about the podcast before, and we've had conversation with her about it, and we even talked about one of the things she brought up on Burks' episode, which was the like 14-year-old that was like doing Xanax and weed
Yeah.
and everything. That was her who brought it up.
Oh, no
And
shit.
she was one of the people that approached me about it, and we were talking about it for like a while.
Wow.
And it's just so cool to like get the real life interacting past just the screen.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. Like I totally have like that to relate to you
Oh, that's awesome.
with
Yeah.
people like approaching you on like a
Definitely.
project that you do, and just going like, I really love what you put out. Like it's just so out of this fucking world.
Yeah. So, Hayden, introduce yourself.
Yeah, seriously.
Because
Yes.
we're going to introduce you in the beginning. We do the beginning. Well, we already did
Uh-huh.
the beginning at the end. It's confusing.
Oh, okay. Most definitely. Okay. No, I
Yeah,
get
but
it.
go ahead.
Yeah, most definitely. So, my name is Hayden Ditto. For those of you guys that do not know me, I am 21 years old. I've been residing here in the Antelope Valley for my entire life. I'm the owner of a emerging clothing brand out of the AV called Versus Enigma, and yeah,
I love it, dude.
that's what I do. Own a clothing brand. It's like the streetwear type of brand, and yeah, just provide clothing for the people to the world and of the Antelope Valley. So.
And it's not like
and when he
It's-
says to the world, he literally means
yeah, no, it's
Wait till you guys see this new design. It's
oh
fire.
shit. Don't get me excited, man.
It's fire.
But like, no, it's seriously crazy. I remember one time I was driving through, I don't remember, some fast food chain, and I'm sitting in the drive-through, and I like look into the window of the drive-through, and I legit see this dude wearing a VE hat and a VE hoodie in the
So
fast food
sick.
place, and like had no idea who the guy was. Like it's not like it was a friend and we were like, oh yeah, what's up, dude? It was like total stranger, but repping Hayden's clothes.
That's so sick.
And I'm
dude.
like, that is such a crazy fucking thing. Like that would legit be like being on the road and looking over, and somehow you could see in someone's car that they're playing our podcast and you have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
That would
you
be
just
like
hear
the
your guys'
equivalent.
voices.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's
Oh.
so sick. You guys are gonna be on that level very soon. Only a
Huh?
matter of time. You guys are gonna get there super soon. Like everything you guys are doing.
And honestly, okay, so to bring up really quick, because I really want to dive. The main thing that I've noticed is with our podcast, and I'll get back to my point, is when we get hit up about an episode that people are excited about, they always get excited when we revert back to the guest. I mean, it's obviously the guest episode,
Yeah.
but we were with some of the guests, we were kind of veering off of that just because we know them really well as friends.
So conversation flows much easier.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's much less of an
And-
interview.
And some people don't have like very much to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
Linda, for example,
Yeah, she didn't want to.
she didn't want to go
Go
into
into
detail
herself.
about herself. She just wanted to shoot the shit.
She wanted to be on the podcast, like
Yeah.
to be a part of it, rather than have a Linda episode.
Right. But I noticed that people literally latch onto the episodes when it's about the person.
Yeah.
So
well,
that's
I mean,
why
I also got told that like people do miss the one-on-one episodes we do.
I was actually going to talk to you about that soon. So we'll get back to that.
Of course. Continue.
Tessa's literally going to lose her shit when she hears that. So we were actually, or I was driving down the road and ran into my buddy who was driving in. Oh, it's the same parking lot. My buddy Manny. And we rolled down the window. Oh, I rolled down mine. He rolled down his. And as he's rolling down his, I hear my voice coming out of his car. And he was like,
that's a
oh
trip.
shit. And he turned it down. And I was
That's
like,
it.
are you listening to me? And ran into me. And he was just like, Yeah, it is kind of weird.
That's the universe talking right there.
So when you brought up like so how is that when you see somebody wearing your shit?
Dude, it's honestly crazy. It's not even a feeling I can like really describe. Like how you guys are saying, like it's just like something that you really can't explain when someone like you hear someone listen to your podcast or someone brings it up to you guys. It's honestly like just like a feeling like no other. It's like wow, like something that like you created is actually like being worn on someone's back. It's like just super crazy. I was actually driving through Del Taco like it's like probably 2 weeks ago, and I just was like in the drive-through just getting some tacos. I look through like the mirror, and there's like this one dude just wearing like VE'd out like a hoodie and a hat.
Oh my god,
And
dude!
I had no idea who he is. And I was like, dude, this is so sick. But then again, it's like
They have
that's the
no
beauty.
idea that you're the dude who made the clothes they're wearing right in front of them.
Dude, it's so sick. I've actually walked past people in the mall before, like directly like walk right past them and they're wearing VE, and like they don't say nothing to me. So
That's so sick.
it's definitely like that's where I want it to be. It's kind of like sad, but it's honestly like at the end of the day, it's like I want the brand to be like way bigger than I am, and it 100% is right now. Like nobody really knows who I am, but like everyone's starting to find out like what Versus Enigma is and what it's about.
Yeah,
dude,
so
I
that's
mean,
like honestly that's what I want. That's
you guys got that window spot in pharmacy and sold out fast.
dude, yeah, that was crazy, man. That was honestly a really cool experience. That
Okay.
definitely was.
We're going to get back to the pharmacy thing because I want to kind of start, it's up to you if you want to go from like beginning to now, because I am genuinely curious. There's a lot of stuff I don't know.
I don't think
Yeah.
any of us have ever like sat down together with you and talked about like the start to finish of where it's at.
But
No, yeah, 100%. We can go through that.
the thing that I thought was really cool is when Tub and I walk through somewhere, no one knows our faces because we don't have video. But if they know our voices at some point, they
That
can
would
recognize
be
us,
weird.
which would be weird. They're like, you guys sound familiar. But what I find fucking cool about yours is if Tub and I were walking through somewhere, we can't pinpoint who listens to our, because we
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
until we create merch, we wouldn't know, or something, fucking a blip above their head that says they're listening to something, whatever. But you walk by people who don't know you, you don't know them, but you see the fucking thing you created. Dude, that is so
Dude, it's fucking
so
crazy.
fucking sick. And that's why I got stoked when you were like, yeah, I just walked past this person and they're wearing the thing, like not that, oh, I took their money, but it's like they paid for the
Your
thing that
services,
you created
yeah.
over the past how many years now?
It was conceived 2016, officially launched April 2017. So it's been like
That's
2 years.
crazy. It's still such a young company.
Oh, it's still like, yeah, it's crazy because I feel like it's like kind of like a double-sided sword 'cause it's still very young in like the just world of business. But to me, I feel like
it's been such a long
long time, and I feel like I should be like so much far ahead than like I already am. But it's like it's been doing so well. It's
That's like your inner entrepreneur.
exactly.
Though.
Just
That's
like
your
it should be more.
Yeah, your
but-
inner businessman, like really like pushing it.
exactly. But
just gonna adjust this so that you don't have to like peer over it.
oh, okay, cool. Bet. Hey, there we go.
Much better that way.
But yeah, dude, like
I'm talking about.
I totally get it. Like you have to find that bittersweetness of being grateful for where you're at, but not satisfied.
Definitely, yeah, 100%. That's exactly what it is. Like that happy medium of like not just being like cool, like hanging it up now, like all right, cool, I got to this point, like I'm done. It's like you have to have that drive. That's like I need like more. I want to accomplish more, and things of that sort. So I see where you're coming from. Definitely.
Yeah, one of the coolest things like interactions I've had with your brand has been when I was on Instagram and I was just sifting through stories, and then like in between one of the stories, I got a Versus Enigma ad on Instagram.
Oh yeah,
You
And
said that to me. I remember you're like, what?
Yeah, I was
remember
like,
that.
this is the best ad I've ever gotten.
Every time I come across one of the ads, because Instagram will promote it as like one of your short clips, I'll watch it 3 times just so
That's
you
so
get
sick.
so you get
All
the
the
views.
impressions, heck yeah, bro. Good
I'll
luck.
see it and be like, okay, I'll watch it one time to see if it's something I haven't seen, and then I'll throw my phone and just let it repeat for a
Hey,
little
that's
bit,
all- you guys are
and then
the
grab
plug.
it.
Support right there.
That's 100% support. I love
Because
you guys.
you rack in, your statistics go up on that, and how many
100%.
times they watched it, and if it's actually working, the promotion, all that different shit. So
It
I know how
helps.
that works. But so the idea was conceived in 2016.
Yeah, so I was a senior in high school, and then it's kind of like weird, honestly, how the brand name was like thought of. I just was like in English class one day, and like the word enigma kind of like stood out to me. I forgot I was like reading it somewhere, and it was like enigma. I was like, okay, so then I looked into it, and the definition is something that's like puzzling or confusing, like you don't really like understand it. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then like I saw like versus is kind of like thrown somewhere else like next couple of days, and then I tied them together, and it sounded really sick, like versus enigma. The definition is like fighting against the unknown, And then it's kind of how it was like conceived. That was 2016. But as you guys were like talking about like earlier, it's just like hard to get, up and running. So then like I was just had this thought in my head, and I was like, I don't know what to do from a business standpoint in order to get it off the ground. And then 2017 is when I got all the connections from like manufacturing, products, like where to get hoodies from and things of that sort, like legal type of things. And then that's when like the first launch was. So
What was the first piece that you ever made?
so the first piece that was ever made was actually the anonymous mask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just like a total like random like piece that was made, a random design, but it was an anonymous mask. It was like right when I was learning Photoshop, and it had like truth like written on the forehead, on his forehead, and that was like, it's called the Truth Tee. And that was the very first piece that we ever put out. If you have one, hopefully it'll be worth million one day. I think we made like 10. It was like,
really?
Yeah,
You made 10?
My uncle's friend was like a screen printer, and he made like 10 or 12, like a dozen or something.
Yeah.
And I think I sold like probably like 6 of them, and then the other 6 like I had and I distributed through my friends, something like that.
Do you still have one?
I do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I do still have one.
That's so sick.
That makes me happy.
Do you have one of every shirt or every piece that you've ever made?
So actually I almost do. There's some pieces that I don't have just because like someone will buy one, they'll take like the last one. And then I was literally the one I was gonna keep for myself. So I'll just be like, I'll just like sell it to like whoever wants it,
Yeah.
But I've been meaning to do that, like actually have like literally like an archive.
collection?
Yeah, of like everything we've ever put out.
You can just remake whatever
Yeah,
you
that's what I'm saying. Like I'll just remake like whatever like I don't have, but I definitely do want to do that like one day in like the VE headquarters.
Imagine
Have
having like your own house, right? And a wall in like one of the rooms or a living room or something, and they're all framed of every fucking design you've ever made, just in a collection. Just
That's
going
literally,
down.
bro. That is such a flex.
Or if you don't have
yeah.
the room for
So
that,
sick.
like all of like your biggest monuments, like the first one you ever made, like the first hoodie you ever made,
Yeah.
like your
Yeah,
first collab with another brand,
what
like
I'm saying,
the
like-
one that like put you like past everything. Like
Exactly.
you'll have like a little Hall of Fame.
I definitely want like wherever I end up like living to have like total like VE just scattered throughout the entire house, like
Like-
on the walls and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Get a
of course.
fucking just fat ass neon sign.
Just-
Have
oh,
like
bro.
gold trim around it and whatnot. Just-
Seriously, you need like a you know how like have you seen the video where Jeffree Star goes through his like closet?
Oh my god, yeah.
You've seen it.
Nuts,
you
dude.
need a VE vault, like
That'd
how
be
he
so-
has a
yes,
vault.
all his, like all of his Birkins and crap, all of his purses. I saw that video,
Dude,
That
I've
was insane.
actually been shocked the amount of guys I can reference like Jeffree Star videos to, and dudes are like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that one."
Dude, it's crazy. He blew up because he did that. Was it with Shane Dawson? That like Life of Jeffrey
well,
collab.
that was
Well,
that
that-
was
what was
way-
that?
he was
dude,
he's been big for a long
Oh
time.
no, he's been big for a long time.
But that
No,
like
yeah.
put him in like kind of like the mainstream like conversation for a little bit. Like he trended because
Yeah,
of
that
that.
was like I remember because like that series was like getting
That was
to
what
know
like
the
I
real
started
Jeffree
seeing.
Star. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. I started seeing his shit because of that too.
he's a business like mogul. That dude.
Dude, he's a fucking genius.
I don't
Genius.
want to throw out anybody's business, but you actually know somebody. Well, you and I do. Tub. We know somebody who works for Jeffree Star.
We literally talked about it on Francisco's podcast.
We did.
yeah.
I just didn't know if we did or not.
No, yeah.
That's awesome.
Are you
That's
sure?
crazy.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we just dropped it either way. I just wasn't sure if we had mentioned it after or not. But yeah, it's
No,
fucking
because
crazy.
he brought how you found out was on that episode.
I didn't know if that was because he stayed and talked for like almost an hour after.
No, yeah, it was
which
on the
is-
episode.
Okay,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's nuts. Like the
yeah, our
brand
buddy's
he's
girlfriend
grown.
works for Jeffree Star.
That's crazy.
so it's
Yeah.
super
It's
crazy.
fucking crazy. And I remember seeing Jeffree Star when I was like 14 or 15 going to a show,
Mhm.
and he was walking around in like this ugly black dress, and this was when he was first starting to let his hair grow long and the makeup and everything else, and people were just kind of
He's going like full femme.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And like this was when I was like, what the fuck is going on? That was kind of around the time when that started becoming popular, I guess.
More accepted.
More accepted. And so I was just like, what the fuck? Like, who is that? And why do they have security guards following them? Like, who's.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, dude, just from that point, because I remember he wasn't very well known, and now he's at the top of the fucking market for makeup. Like his
Seriously,
palettes.
dude. He's like the supreme of makeup.
Oh,
he
yeah.
drops
Literally.
a collection and it sells out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like too fast. That's just fucking
No,
ridiculous.
yeah, like
how
I'll be lying. I'll be lying in bed with Danny, and we'll be quiet, and she'll just be like, "Fuck," and I'll be like, "What?" She'll be like, "Jeffree Star's like blue blood like palette
blood palette.
sold out already."
It's nuts.
and people sit there and wait. That's fucking crazy. They wait for the
Absolutely nuts.
launch and then it sells out in seconds.
It's freaking insane.
Mhm.
So 2016, you came up with the idea. When did you make that first shirt? What year?
So that was actually that was was that the same? No, that was 2017 too.
Okay.
That was a little bit earlier. That was like I think March, and then another month came by, and that was when I released like the full. There's like 4 different hoodies that had the angel wings on the back that we're still like the most known for. Like, that's like when everyone thinks of VE, it's like the angel wings pretty much.
Yeah.
So that was like the first official release.
Damn,
crazy.
that was like a good release because that was like when I first like really got exposed to you guys over Twitter.
I remember before I think I knew of you hanging out with that whole group of friends, but I was driving up the road, and it was like on fucking 60th and something on a fence, and I think it's still there. I saw your banner.
Your Versus Enigma banner.
Oh,
that you
the
put
banner.
Up,
No,
at
the
our,
banner.
at our friend's house.
Caden's house.
Yeah.
So it's actually.
Oh, so you actually know that person?
Yeah,
I thought you
know
were
him.
paying for that to
No.
stay
Oh,
there.
no,
That
they're-
family is amazing.
They're super, great people. Yeah, I've known them my like entire life, and then
Oh, nice.
I was like, you got the idea. Like, this is like the most like popping corner, one of the most popping corners in the AV, especially like West Palmdale area. You know,
Yeah.
Quartz Hill, Palmdale area.
Yeah.
That's like a good.
that's
spot.
where everyone like stops and like
If you're
goes
gonna go to
different
the
ways.
aqueduct, you hit that, or
Oh,
you
yeah.
go down a mile. Like
And it's funny
Exactly.
because I remember around that time I was thinking like, how would I advertise my own business? And I think it was either that day or that week I was driving up that road, and it was like on a fence.
I put
and
my
was like,
banner
oh, no,
right over this.
Yeah,
guys.
I know. Like, I'm gonna cross out this one and put it right here.
But it's crazy how that was kind of the start of when I started to see your brand, and then when
It
we
worked,
became
man.
friends.
That's living proof. Your
No,
advertisement's
yeah, that's
working.
awesome.
Like it actually stands out, and then you start to see like your shit now, and we'll go back to like 2017 and see if there's anything more that's there. But your stuff is now being sold all the way in like Europe, right?
Oh,
What's
it's
the
nuts.
farthest?
So the farthest, dude, probably like Singapore or something. It's like crazy. Like
You
there's
went
like
to Singapore.
yeah, dude, it's nuts. So like it's like a sneak peek for whoever's like listening. There's gonna be a piece that's coming out. It's called the World Tour. Like VE like World Tour. It's gonna be like pretty much like band merch, but like VE merch, and it's gonna be kind of preference in like the band style type of like way.
Yeah,
But it's
with like the tour.
yeah, so
dates on
instead
the
of like
back.
the tour dates, it's like all the countries we've been sold. Like some of the countries we've been sold to that I can fit on a shirt.
That's
That's
so
sick.
fucking
So,
cool.
dude, the design's hard as
I
fuck.
with that,
So it's
man.
gonna be sick. So this place called like Bombay, like AUK, New Zealand, some like weird countries I don't even like I've never even heard of before.
Yeah.
Denmark, Finland, Switzerland.
And is it
Crazy.
just a couple like spread out through those areas, or is there like one area where there's a large group of people starting to buy them?
Canada's honestly popping.
Is it really?
Yeah, 'cause I
What?
was looking in like the analytics of like where I can like pull these countries from, and like I had probably like 'cause I just wrote them all down. There's probably like 10 just from Canada alone, like Montreal, like Ontario, like a bunch of other different cities in
That's
Canada.
cool, dude.
So I think it's like kind of
Dude,
starting to spread up in Canada.
There
for
are
sure.
people who are walking around the streets of Canada,
Canada,
in VE.
so sick, dude.
And,
Countries
like,
I
to
could
some
never even
people,
go to. Or
I
one
can
day,
see that
hopefully.
some people will probably think like, oh, it's just clothes, but it's like, no, dude, it's a start of a clothing brand 3 years ago, which is now in other countries. I think that's
Exactly.
what is fucking crazy.
2
about
years
that.
ago, technically.
Oh yeah,
2017.
2 years.
Technically
Yeah,
2 years.
so I'm
The
saying
idea.
young ass company, dude.
Yeah,
So
young
it's-
ass company by a young ass owner too.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy.
Like
man.
to have something that is going that far, and you said you're 21.
21, yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Dude, you know how often I drive on the 14 and I see those fucking digital billboards and it
Oh,
says
dude.
your ad here, and I'm like, Versus Enigma should have an ad
Bro,
there.
I've actually had a meeting with I think it's what's that the billboard company?
oh fuck.
Something Mark. Can't
I don't
remember the name. It's like it's green. I had a meeting with them and I actually like discussed like having a billboard. Like one day I definitely want to, but I think like that's when it gets like even bigger because for now like I just pretty much do Instagram ads. But the cost of it,
Yeah.
I think it was like $2,000 like every like 2 weeks or something. It was kind of the ones that like flashed, like on
Fuck,
like the ones
yeah.
you see that flash. And it's
Oh.
crazy about like you're an own like fat billboard in like Sunset or something.
But I'm assuming that's
So sick.
fucking money.
Oh yeah, on Sunset Boulevard, like in
Oh,
LA,
yeah.
dude. Holy
Oh, that's
crap.
probably hundreds
Dude,
of thousands.
that's like Saint Laurent and Gucci type billboards that they have their
Yeah.
crap on. So that's like big.
I
big bucks.
know. I don't know the
That's
person,
when the company pays for the advertising.
Exactly.
but I've heard of a photographer that has his photos posted up on, I think it's 5 different billboards on Sunset,
What
and
the
I
heck?
think they're like $50,000 a billboard, so that's how much he gets paid.
That's fucking.
And that's for him
Dang.
taking that photo. That's what he gets that job. So I can't even imagine what it costs
Holy
to
crap.
have your shit up there.
That's
you
a bag.
probably gain such prestige around LA, just being able to put your shit on Sunset Boulevard
yeah.
billboards.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you put Versus Enigma, like literally you could go into like $500,000 worth of debt just to put your brand up there. And I guarantee everybody would be like, who the fuck is this brand? They took over every billboard for like 2 weeks.
No,
Yeah.
Who
literally.
the fuck is Versus Enigma? And
Yeah.
then you'd like
It'd
make
work.
your money back.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You know those so on your way to Disneyland, I forget the freeway that it's on, but there's this one portion, and I don't even know what it is, just this tall fucking wall full of like 4 or 5 different electric billboards that are portrait size. They're like long ways.
Interesting.
I mean, it lights this fucking part of the freeway up, and if you pass it, you know what it is.
Is it by like the Volkswagen dealership? Because they
Maybe.
have one that's like a Volkswagen Bug off the
Possibly.
freeway.
Something like that. But it's if you're going to Disneyland, it's off to the left. Going home, it's off to the right. But imagine getting all 5 of those. And I'm talking, these things are so goddamn big.
Are you talking about the outlet mall?
Is that what that
That big ass thing that has like those
It's a
graphics on top of it?
yes.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
outlet
Okay,
mall.
so
Okay,
the
I know
outlet
what you're
mall
talking
that's
about
over there.
Yeah.
Imagine getting your name to flash on all 5 of those.
Dude, all those
just for 10
cars
seconds.
driving by.
10, 15 seconds. Everyone's going 60 to 80. That's quite a few fucking
That's
people
nuts.
that are going to
No,
see it.
dude. Yeah, that's like the next level for sure. Like billboard type advertising. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I feel like that point's like you made it. If you got like that type of
Yeah,
pockets
man.
for marketing, like that's nuts.
Imagine. I wonder how many people actually like billboard shop,
Yeah, like how like actually
How
they,
many people are looking into it?
and they're
they
like,
have to work, but it's like to what extent, you know? 'Cause, I mean, they have to be making the companies have to be making money, otherwise no one would be doing it. I feel like,
yeah,
but yeah, it's definitely like something I thought about too. It's like how many people actually like pay attention and like really like actually go home and like look up whatever they saw on those billboards, you know?
yeah, because like we just said, grabbing attention of people. Did you ever see? Do you watch the Vlog Squad at all? Any of them?
Yeah, no, from time to time, like David Dobrik and
Yes.
like all those guys. Yeah,
Did you
time
see
to
when
time.
they rented the billboard and it was just all of them in white turtlenecks, or
I did
black
not.
turtlenecks and a white backdrop or something like that?
That sounds
That's
pretty,
fucking hilarious.
Sounds pretty funny. I definitely must miss that one.
I'm assuming it was probably David that paid for it because he's the fucking
yeah.
millionaire of the
Oh
group.
yeah, for sure.
But I remember seeing that billboard myself and then seeing it in a video and learning what it was. But I remember staring at that billboard like, what is this? Like that caught my attention because it had no context. They literally,
Yeah,
I-
It's just
I've
a picture
thought
of
about
them.
that, like how you can kind of do like anti-advertisement
Yeah.
where you're not pushing your brand at all, and there's nothing there,
Let me see
and
if I
so
can
you're
find
like,
it.
what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's when it comes down just to be super, super like smart and like tactical. That's a great form of advertising.
'Cause
Like what they
imagine
did.
running a Super Bowl ad for your clothes, but like, let's say for instance, you have like for this sake of conversation, you have like a logo or an emblem that doesn't have the initials VE in it.
Uh-huh.
You like have like the angel wings, let's say, and let's say you run like this super quick, super powerful ad for the Super Bowl, and then it just shows the angel wings, and then it cuts out, and there's no brand name, there's no website, there's no phone number, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You just see that commercial, and then it's done. Like during the Super Bowl, you know how many people are going to try to find out what that was?
oh yeah.
Oh,
because of the
that'd be
curiosity.
nuts.
It would drive people crazy.
If you want to see it, it's
Yeah, let
there.
me see
But
this.
it's literally
That's
just
a really sick picture. Yeah, it's literally just a
dope
picture of them.
But that's it. It's just a picture of the whole group sitting together. They're all
Black
wearing black
turtlenecks.
turtlenecks and a white background. And
That's
there was
so
no
funny.
context.
That's
And
nuts.
I remember
Look what money can do.
I remember before I even knew who they were, I was like, is this like a victim group? Is this like
Oh my God.
we're standing
Yeah.
with this
Is this
person
me
group?
too?
Like, is this what is this? And it was just a stunt they
YouTube
pulled.
vloggers.
That was it. It was just
crazy.
a stunt to see
How
if
did
they
you
could
end up
actually
finding
do it.
out who it was? Did you like look into it more and like
Or you
Google it
found out later
think
organically.
I came across them right
go
when
geek.
I started coming into like the whole vlog world, and then
Oh,
found
okay.
David Dobrik, and I can't even tell you how many fucking videos of his I watched. I think he's at like 480 now,
Uh-huh.
and I think I watched all the way back to 200.
Oh,
So
okay,
I think
it's like
at some
halfway almost.
I think at some point he put it on one of the vlogs.
Oh,
and
and
I
then
was
that's when it like
"Oh."
clicked and you're like, damn.
And it had been, I think at that point, months since I'd seen it.
That's crazy.
And it's just, it was crazy to think that something like that stood out. So what I was saying is like, if you got, because if you look at billboards, at least from a consumer point of view, from my point of view,
Uh-huh.
when you're looking at the billboard, if it's got all these colors or if it's got, neutral colors that people don't really, it doesn't pop out, no one's going to pay attention. But for some reason that caught my attention. I'm assuming because it was super white, so bouncing off of a blue sky, like that's going to catch your eye. And then the black is the contrast on the white. So if it was something like you, because you're more like red and black,
Yeah,
right?
it's more like red, black, like white for sure. Yeah, it's kind of like the color scheme we usually run with.
I think it would be sick if it was like see if it was a black billboard, because at least with black billboards, I just kind of, I don't know. If it was an all black billboard with like a red symbol on it or a red and white symbol, and that's it.
That's literally, that pops so good.
It would pop
100%.
really well.
Just buy a cheap ass house out here, flip it, make $100,000 profit,
Go drop it.
and then
And
go
let's go
drop
drop
it
money
on a obscure ass ad where nobody has a way to figure it out without just asking everyone they know or Googling it.
Spend a year buying a house to flip it to make the $100,000.
It's the perfect scheme.
Or just
I'm looking
fucking
up houses
try
right
harder.
now.
Do as much as you can. I mean, you already spend so much goddamn time on your brand, dude.
Oh yeah, it's crazy, man.
Like I remember watching, okay, didn't you fly out to somewhere with Brandon recently? And the whole time you were
shit.
just working?
Dude, yeah, we actually went to Texas it was a couple months ago, back in June, and yeah, like it was like right around when I was dropping some new stuff, and yeah, we were literally in the gym, and I was on my laptop, like just like working on it. Dude, literally the night before, I took the product shots. Our flight was at like 5 a.m. We had to leave to go to LAX at like 3:30 in the morning, and I was up to like 1 a.m. taking product shots and getting like the website ready. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like everyone sees like the end product, like for example, like your guys' is like podcast, but no one sees like all the stuff that goes into it, like the audio you're doing, like you're constantly monitoring it behind you, like it's crazy. So it's like, yeah, it just goes to show you, like everyone sees the end product, but no one knows like what really goes into it to get it there.
Yeah,
and so yeah, everyone working all the time is definitely a big byproduct of it for sure.
First of all, people love to hear that though. They love to hear about like the grind behind it.
Oh, for sure.
And the second of all, the other point I was going to say was like everyone hears the final product of the Hayden Ditto episodes, but no one knows how hard it was to get this episode to happen.
Oh my God, man. Let's talk about that for a couple minutes here. The world was not in our favor for weeks, dude.
Yeah, seriously.
The first week, what happened?
The first week, I think it legit just. I signed up for college classes, and
Right.
I couldn't
That's
do
right.
it last minute.
We had to change the day.
So we had to change the day,
and then the
and
second
then the
week.
second week, you can
Dude,
go into that.
if you're listening to this, I fucking despise you. Somebody keyed my fucking car, bro. Like, bad. Like, it's like they fucked my shit up, man. I just got fresh new rims, all that.
Did they touch the rims?
No, so the rims were
thank
like,
God,
yeah, so
dude.
the rims were untouched. They just got like a fat key mark on like the left passenger side of it.
It was from like
Absolutely.
end to end.
Dude, yeah, literally, like it was bad. It was like engrooved into the paint, like you couldn't buff it out or nothing. Like,
Like,
it's
how
total-
shitty do you have to be?
It's such a
Dude,
cunty move.
People are just fucking haters, and I'm like confused if it was like someone that like, because we're outside. It was at Buffalo Wild Wings, so obviously it's like the scum bucket for the Valley.
Second to Schooners.
I don't know. I was going to say Schooners is right there.
I take that back. Schooners definitely is. I mean, but anybody goes to the Buffalo Wild Wings, so it's just hard to like
Yeah, it's
kind of
a
pinpoint who it
popular
could
ass
be.
place.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like super poppin'. And yeah, I just walked out and I got home. And I was getting stuff out of my car, and then like I just detailed my car that same day, so I definitely wasn't there earlier.
Oh my God.
And then I noticed that big old mark, and I was like, dang it. And then the full next day, it was our podcast, and I was running around and going to different insurance shops getting it.
So what ended up happening, if you don't mind me asking?
So yeah, so I ended up getting it fixed. It's freshly repainted. You guys can go out there and check when we're done. Looks,
Hell yeah.
looks
Hell yeah,
nice.
dude.
So it's
the
all,
whole car?
so the whole like half of my car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which they just completely matched it.
Yeah, completely matched it. Like it looks great. So
I mean,
let's chill.
so before I ask the next question, we forgot to tell you that you don't have to talk about anything you don't want to. You literally just go, I don't want to mention it, or
No, okay.
just steer the conversation. But I am curious, how much did that cost you?
So it was about like a $4,000 job.
Oh,
But it was covered under insurance, thankfully.
was it really?
Yes, I just have to, it was like a $500 deductible. That
That's
just
not
had to
bad.
pay. So
That's not, I thought you were about to say
Yeah.
you dropped $4,000.
for your
Dude.
nice ass car with a nice ass paint job on it.
that's the
Like,
power of keying, man. Like it's like the worst thing you can like. I get like, okay, like an egg, like that sucks, but it's like you can. I mean, it can fuck up your paint, but like a key, that's like straight vandalism. Like,
Yeah.
so I didn't know the power of, because like it's true. Because like, what are they gonna do? Just like they can't repaint that one spot. It's like literally your entire car. Has to-
Yeah.
yeah, you can't
whatever
detail
they
that.
mess up, you know. So yeah, so that was like pretty like crazy.
So yeah, we try to get the next week going, and then your car gets keyed.
Yeah, car got keyed, and
So third week's a charm.
Here we are. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm glad we didn't try to
Rush it.
I'm glad you actually just canceled on that one, because that would have sucked to like have
that
that in the back
mindset,
of your
you know?
head.
Yeah, definitely. That's
That
what I
would've
was thinking
fucked
too.
up.
Like I don't want to go into it with like bad shit in my mind. Like I want to go into this like happy and like
That's
feeling
appreciated.
good. So
Really quick side note on that, just because it was brought to my attention today, and it was something that we didn't really not handle poor. Anyway, when Jake was on here,
Yep.
and we were just like, yeah, it was like a last minute thing because I didn't tell him that. That was kind of shitty of us to not mention that, because it made him feel like we didn't, like he was just like a last minute replacement. And I was like, no, like we have you on the list of shit that we want to, like we want to have you on. It was just, that was, hey, can you do today? It was a last second change.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, and I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't.
And
it was
I was like, shit. But I was like, I'm just gonna
brought to my
just go
attention
with it.
twice now. And I was just like, I just want to touch on that for people that listen, weekly.
like shit happens.
It happens. And like I said, he was legitimately on the list anyway.
I thought you had told him. I didn't know, 'cause
completely fucking forgot.
I was like, we didn't even do like a group chat with this one. You were just like, oh yeah, like I can get Jake on. And I was like, all right, let's do Jake. And that was the last I heard about it. And then like next thing you know, you're like, yeah, and you were last minute. Like I know you didn't know that. And I was like, oh shit.
Like fuck, there it is.
Then what was brought to my attention there, like, yeah, when you mentioned that, and then immediately after you said that, Caleb's like, yeah, I'm so fucking excited for Hayden's episode. And it was just like the salt on the wound. And I was like, no, dude, that's not.
That's so sad.
So I just wanted to clear that up. But
the shit and suck fucking podcast.
yeah, the shit and suck. So going all the way back, 2017 was kind of like what? Was that just figuring out, putting out a few things?
Yes, that was like figuring shit out, like what I personally wanted to do in my life. Like dropped out of fucking college and to that. I know, let's get a round of applause for that. That was a big decision.
Oh yeah.
We actually went to like FITM and stuff. That's a pretty like cool story.
Hell yeah.
Not too many people know about that, but I had like a couple like I don't even know what you call it, but I went to FITM for a couple different tours, and like I talked to like the dean of admissions, and like it was like when Versus was like super preconceived and like it wasn't nearly like where it is now, obviously. And I was showing her my ideas and whatnot, and she was like, oh yeah, you'd be a great fit here. And I almost went to FITM. She like really wanted me to go there, and like was like offering like scholarships and crap too, but
would you still go?
and I'm turned down. So honestly, after being in like the industry for like like a few years now, it was definitely a lot. I mean, just like anything else, I'm not gonna be like ignorant and say I know everything, because I definitely don't. I feel like in the future, I definitely want to like just get more knowledge on
like a
like
professional
textiles and things of that matter.
Yeah.
But that's where you
So-
can just go take like individual like master classes and shit.
Exactly.
And you
yeah.
don't have to go to school and get a grade and everything else. Just learn it on your own.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I kind of like came to the realization that, especially when it comes just to like anything, what you're doing like creatively, it's just like you kind of just have to do it. Like there's no like blueprint to really like anything. It's like
Yeah.
so much stuff changes and whatnot. So it's kind of you just have to do it on your own. So that's kind of what I like figured out too.
Yeah.
One thing that I have seen you guys do that I fucking love is how you get like pretty well-known people on social media to be like brand ambassadors for you guys. And you do like a collaboration where like they get a promo code and you guys do a photo shoot with them and they promote it. Like I love seeing that where
Dude, that
like
helps so
there's
much.
there's some dude like or some girl like posted up in your guys' stuff and you click on their profile and it's not just like a random ass person. They have like thousands and thousands and thousands of fucking followers. And so it's like it's a good like push.
Oh, definitely. That helps a lot for sure.
Yeah, because do you notice an influx when you guys do like partnerships like that?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say it's just more like brand, like kind of this credibility. It's like, oh, okay, like this person's wearing it and they're like someone that I like follow on like Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, they have an influence.
And they're popping, and they're influencers, more like micro influencers, nothing like crazy of like
Right.
Kylie Jenner style or anything yet. But yeah, definitely helps. Just kind of gives you like that credibility, and having like a familiar face, like rep your stuff, kind of like envisions other people like, oh, okay, like, this guy's wearing it, like I see myself how I can wear it because I like his style or her style and like things of that sort. So it definitely helps a lot for sure.
Yeah. When you got put, because I don't want to like be the person that just keeps pulling it back. I just wanted to follow a timeline just because I know that there's certain points that hit throughout the years where it was like this was big and
Yeah,
this
so
was big.
hit your highlight reel of
Highlight
from when you like kicked it off and you had your like mask with the truth on it, then you got your hoodie drop. Like what are the kind of the other like monuments?
Yeah,
along
definitely.
the line?
I mean, notable things throughout the years, starting
Yeah.
back in 2017.
So 2017 was definitely like the first launch. The four hoodies and like I believe like two shirts. So that was like the very first launch, and then want to say, yeah, it was 2017 Black Friday,
Mhm.
around like November time, because we're definitely most known for hoodies. Like everybody, like just you think of VEs, pretty much think of hoodies for whatever reason.
100%.
It's definitely nice how it laid out, because I personally love hoodies too.
Mhm.
And just like I don't know, I just think of cool shit to throw on hoodies, and like everyone just loves hoodies. You know,
Right.
hoodie season's like dope. So then November of 2017 rolls around, and that was like the first big like Black Friday sale, and it was of our signature hoodies, and it had like the VE like tackle twill
Yeah.
on them, and those pushed like mad. That there was like over like 250 of them sold to like the Antelope Valley like alone,
Oh shit.
because they were $20, and that was like when the brand was like kind of getting to that level, and then it was like a huge sale. So I think everybody was kind of like, why not like hop on the trend, you know?
Yeah.
And then that's when that really started pushing out like crazy. And then then from there like 2018 rolled around, and that's when how the Heartbreak collection dropped. And that was when we kind of really started getting like the influencers like in.
I remember the Heartbreak collection.
Yeah, Heartbreak
was,
collection is dope.
yeah, that was big.
Yeah, that's like that really hit home with like a lot of people. And like now we're doing like other things that's releasing towards the end of the year, getting kind of out of that like fad per se. But
Yeah, your guys' Windbreaker was super fucking dope.
oh, the Windbreaker is dope too. Yeah, kind of starting to experiment with like different types of products, different types of things we can get our hands on.
yeah,
Things
dude.
of that sort.
I saw that shit and I was like, that's fucking clean.
That's dope. I'll have to make you guys one. I don't think you guys picked up one.
No, I didn't end up getting one.
Yeah, I'll
I
get you
ended
guys
up
one.
like making the mental note and then totally slipping on
No,
it.
I got you guys.
What
Yeah,
part
those
of
are hard.
the collection did I grab that white hoodie from?
Oh, you had the Cupid one, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's actually dope, because the manufacturer actually is like, I don't know if they're permanently sold out, but that colorway was so like sought after, like they don't even have them anymore. So I don't know
No
if I'll be able to
shit.
get them. I love that cream too. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
the Cupid hoodie,
No,
which
I
is super fire.
I'm definitely gonna keep. I need to get it dry cleaned.
Dude, didn't something happen to it?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was doing laundry at my sister's, and I've done laundry there fucking at least, I don't know, 30 times. Whatever, doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
But threw the hoodie in the washer, threw it in the dryer, got it out, and it looked like a kid took crayon and just colored black all over it.
Oh my
That's
god.
right.
Just
That's
like skid
crazy,
marks
dude.
talking all over this fucking thing.
Totally
And I-
thrashed it.
No idea what the hell happened.
Oh, that's rough.
It's just the dryer, something. It looks like, it doesn't even look like a burn mark. It just kind of looks like a black crayon was thrown in there with it.
Does it look cool, or does it look like ruined?
No, it looks like shit.
Oh,
If it looked cool, I would throw it your way and be like, yo, make a sweater like
yeah,
this.
I was gonna say, if it
You
can't,
can
'cause I
take
know
this
some-
back. Here's the first one.
That's tight. Yeah, I know some stuff happens like that where it's like an accidental like wash or something and end up looking cool. That sucks. It's like
No,
ruined.
yeah,
Damn it.
that's just ruined. It looks like, literally, it looks like.
You think you can get it out by dry cleaning it?
Yeah, if I took it to a professional, because if my sister was taking like dish soap to it and scrubbing out one of the marks, and one thing came out kind of. So if I took it to a dry cleaner where they're professionals, they know what to do. Like, I'll just have them do it. But I mean, it's summer, so I fucking just left it
Exactly.
there. I forgot about it.
Oh yeah.
But now that it's going to start cooling down, I probably need to get that, especially because I don't have sweaters. I need to
Yeah,
get-
dude.
need to
Now,
get
so
something
so now that you've like, I think you're pretty much caught up now.
Yeah, and then now it's
Heartbreaker, and then
so the Windbreaker, then the Heartbreak collection dropped, and then pop-up shops started rolling around.
oh yeah,
Pop-up
dude.
shops were,
that was
I remember
tight.
that was a big thing.
Yeah, the pharmacy release.
Pharmacy release is fucking nuts, because
Yeah.
I remember you were in talks with that for a little while.
Yeah,
and
that
you
was
like
like
had this big announcement coming.
definitely. Yeah, that was like a really big like works. That was like a really big like moment, like being in stores and selling out. And yeah, we're still like talking to them. It's like business things we have to like discuss, like figure out. But
Cuts
we're
and all
definitely
that different shit.
yeah, definitely working on getting like the new stuff in there. Definitely
yeah.
roll around really soon here. But
I remember you sent a picture of just a tag, like the tag that
Oh,
they would
yeah.
scan,
Yeah.
and it said Versus Enigma, and then it said pharmacy, and I was like, oh shit,
Dude,
that's
that-
so sick.
It's so legit.
that shit was crazy, bro. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like a super cool like feeling, getting like into the retail space and kind of it's like a different nice like business, like different margins to deal with, and it's different selling on shelves versus online is if it's a lot better because people can obviously physically see it, feel it, try it on, things of that sort. So it's definitely easier to sell, but that's definitely something that hopefully we get more into different stores and whatnot too.
So since literally we were talking about it before we started recording, it's starting to cool off. Are you like excited for the cold
Oh,
weather
man.
for Versus?
So
Hoodie
ready,
season,
dude.
bitches.
Oh,
Yeah, literally.
so ready. Hoodie season's here. Yeah, no, so much like dope shit. I've been like the summers. It's where so we released like a couple different pieces, and it's definitely like business is like definitely like the best it's like ever been. Like this year is for sure like the best year.
Really?
And
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it was a really good like last few months. But usually summers are like the slow months for
Yeah, it's
brand, just
kinda
because
dead.
it's kind of dead because everyone just wants like a ton of hoodies. So we'll put out like shirts and stuff, but everyone just loves the freaking hoodies, like I'm saying. So yeah, now that it's like finally rolling around the hoodie season, like I'm so stoked to get hoodies back on board. Like sweats, got like some new sweats that I'm getting made, things of that sort too. So it's like we're going down like different types of like clothing now.
Wait,
too.
you're making sweats?
Then he's like, yeah. So I had like a one-of-one pair made a couple months back.
Yeah.
But then I was like, could have released them, but I was like, if I just wait a couple months and release them like, like October, November,
Yeah.
they'll just bang so much better if I did it like in middle of
Dude,
July or something. So that's coming.
I've seen pieces that you've made that are unreleased pieces that like Dylan has showed me.
Oh yeah.
Because he was wearing one of the pieces
Uh-huh.
when we were at the movies, and I was like, oh, I want that so fucking bad. And but he was like literally like he only made like either this one or a few like
Yeah.
isn't out.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of stuff that gets made that's like
Prototypes.
for whatever reason, just like a prototype or it doesn't get massively pushed. A lot of it is just like figuring out from like a production standpoint, like seeing like what like we can make just with like our capabilities of like just means of production. Because there's like so much other shit I want to make, but obviously it's like
Yeah.
a lot bigger picture when it comes down to production.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but they were.
Oh, shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were the like black and white ones.
Oh, those are bad. No, those are sick.
Dude, I saw them and I was like, oh my God, I need a fucking pair. So if you ever make those.
Dude, I got you. No, actually, I've been meaning to make more of those because that was like when I was like testing the market and seeing what people react. Because like
Dude,
I said,
I saw them and didn't know they were VE, and it was like, those shorts are hard as fuck. Where did you get those? And he's like, dude, this is fucking Versus. And I was like, you're lying.
dude, that's so sick. Yeah, it has like the pinstripe like down here. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, dude,
Does it have like the heart like right there?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
fucking black and white, and it just
Dude,
pops. And I'm
Believe
like,
it or
sick.
not,
I
yeah, those
loved it.
were released, but we only probably sold like I don't even know like 15 pairs maybe. Like people
Oh, no
like
shit.
it's hard to release stuff because it's like I want to put a lot of stuff out, but then it's like the dope stuff like just gets overshadowed by more dope stuff that people like.
Yeah.
So then it's like that stuff kind of just gets like
yeah, because
it's
I don't even
there,
remember
but not-
seeing like advertisement or posts
Yeah, 'cause
about
it's like
that.
I don't
one.
think we were really pushing them because everyone just like liked other pieces. So we're like, okay, well these are here too if you want some cool shorts. But now like a lot of people are asking for them to just bring them back because like the exposure is like greater now,
Mhm.
and a lot of people that are just seeing the brand like, dude, those shorts are sick. Like bring them back.
Just as a consumer review for you and for the sake of people listening, you guys have some of the softest fucking hoodies I've ever.
Dude, that's
when
what
you were
people
telling me
say.
about
That's like one of the most notable things.
when you were telling me about it when I went and picked it up from your house, I was like, it's got to be pretty soft, and I put it on, and I was like, oh shit! I was like,
Yeah.
Soft.
like I'm in like this. It felt like imagine like 6,000 count sheets. And you're just like you're wrapped up in it, and it's just like it. I don't
There
even know
we
how to
go.
describe it.
Dude,
and I was
that's
like,
awesome.
oh fuck! And immediately after that,
Uh-huh.
started sweating fucking balls because of how like good the material
warm it is,
is.
yeah.
You have it's meant for the cold. Like
Definitely,
the
100%.
hoodies are meant for the cold, not
They're thick.
yeah. They're meant for like it can be a decently cold-ish, crisp,
day.
but like. If you have any heat around you and you're wearing that thing, you best take that right off because I
Yeah,
had to
you
take it
start
off in
warming
the
up.
car. It was that fucking hot.
Dude, yeah, they're definitely. We've gone through like plenty of different like
I
hoodie
remember-
manufacturers,
Dude,
over the years.
And
Oh.
I mean that in a complimenting way.
No, I do.
because
100%. That's a big compliment. 'Cause that's what hoodies are supposed
They're
to be. They're
literally
supposed to be
meant to
Yeah.
keep you warm.
Yeah.
Like I took it to Utah when I went
Okay.
out to Utah, and it was fucking freezing, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm talking like the 3 people I was with, they were like teeth chattering. They're fucking. I'm walking around nothing. Like this hoodie was, dude. I put the hood on and I was like, oh shit, it's warm. The
I'm
only thing
indoors.
that, like
so
this shit
sick,
straight
dude.
up kept me just toasty. It was
That's
nice.
awesome,
I'm
man.
indoors.
I'm indoors. I'm not even outside.
Dude, I remember chilling in fucking Dylan's old pad
Uh-huh.
and watching you guys like, oh, how does this fabric feel? And you're like putting on different blank hoodies and blank
Yeah.
shirts, and you're like, I don't really like this. It's not quite what we're looking for. And you're going after like piece after piece after piece. So you found the one that you liked, and that was the one you
Dude,
chose.
yeah, like
Yeah.
especially like our OG customers, they all have pieces. Like their collections are like nuts. Like they honestly have more stuff than I probably have. It's like the day one customers that like have been through like every single like phase of Versus. They definitely, that's like the goal, like just to constantly just get better quality. And like they always tell us like, oh, like the quality is like so much better. Like keep doing it. So we definitely
see the
found that
improvements.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that's like that's on until we get to like our own like manufacturers and like have like a huge building to just
Dude,
sewing
the
machine or whatever.
fucking the warehouse that you went to.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That
shit was
place
massive.
was fucking huge.
Dude, yeah, that place was nuts. That's the hoodie manufacturer. That's who
Wow.
we get all of our like hoodie blanks from. Yeah.
That's when you went over there and you sent that video. I was like, "Where is this place ending?" Like,
Dude, I
seriously.
was so that's why I was sending videos. I was amazed. It was like this place is literally filled with like hoodies. Like that's all it freaking was. Just a ton of hoodies, and it was like
It's so crazy
insane.
to me.
That's the company we do business
This
with.
reminds me, this whole podcast that my brother is going to be starting. One of my brothers is going to be starting a clothing line himself, so he's probably going to be stoked on this fucking episode
That's
because he
so
listens
sick.
to all of them.
Dude,
so he's probably going to be
awesome.
fucking just listening to this, like, okay, cool, I can do these things and this thing and that. And
Yeah,
that.
I love to talk to him, help him out. That'd be cool.
Oh
definitely.
yeah, well there you go,
Yeah, there you
Steven. Whenever you hear this, there
Yeah,
you go.
reach
You
out
can
to
just-
me, man.
Yeah,
Here's a good prompt that'll kind of help that entire topic. If you could go back to 2016
Ooh,
with the knowledge you have now, how would you start up over again? Would you do it
Dude.
different?
he said.
That's so
he
crazy.
said I'd kick myself in the
Literally,
face.
yeah. That's honestly what it comes down to. Just like kicking myself in the ass and just like, obviously when you're first starting like anything, it's just like you don't know anything. You're totally new, and it's like you're going at it with just like a whole bunch of like hope and just like hoping you can achieve everything, but it's like you don't know if you're gonna be able to. So if I knew what I knew now when I was first starting, I would, because I was literally going around to the Antelope Valley. I was like knocking on this like screen printers doors.
Hmm.
That's like, you know how like I originally started off like just silk screening like shirts, and we still do.
Yeah.
But I was like 18, like an 18-year-old kid, just graduated high school, going around different people's doors, and I just was like knocking on them, like, hey, like, you know, can you guys do silk screening, like this and this for like this brand I'm trying to start, and literally got like laughed at, like people like turned away and just like straight like laughed at my face. This one dude was like, you don't have enough money to like do it to get everything made. And I can't wait to go back and like buy out his building or something. That's like one of my life goals, bro. Some like random like sports and like some like sport place I did screen printing too, like was just shitted on my dreams, bro. I was like, damn, screw this guy.
It's so crazy to think that somebody that owns a small business like that will shit on someone else who wants to start a small business.
Yeah, like that's like the biggest thing, is just like one of the take
They
backs.
probably thought because you were like so young. You just
Yeah,
didn't know
they're
what
probably
you
like,
were
oh, this
doing.
kid's just like, you know, ignorant, like, or whatever. Like he thinks.
But regardless of that, I mean, if somebody's coming in with a legitimate idea,
Like aspirations.
people coming up to me wanting to start photography, like I'll ask them questions leading to, is this something that you're
you actually want to do, yeah.
well, not even the money. It's do you have the drive to actually do this type
Yeah.
of thing? Where don't instantly just, oh, you're fucking you were
18.
what 18 at
Yeah.
the time, so 18 you don't know, then obviously I don't have the fucking knowledge, dude. I'm 18, I'm coming to you to ask like
to get some
questions.
shit done. Yeah,
To shoot it down is fucking shitty.
So
Definitely.
so like how would you start it up then? Like how would you build up like your first release, and how would you go through like the
Or
design and manufacturing?
do you feel like you did everything right?
Yeah, or that.
I'm not saying like you did everything right, you couldn't have done it any
Yeah.
better, but do you feel like you did it well enough where you wouldn't go and change it?
So I definitely like a little bit of both. So I like really do like love like the path that like it took me to get to this point, because it kind of just like taught me how to go through hardships and how to like just like have like the endurance and like the strength and like the motivation it takes to like
To
start
take an
up,
L.
to start up a business of your own, or start up anything like of your own, like period. So I definitely like that. But if I could go back, the one thing I'd change is honestly I'd probably go all in a lot earlier. Like I wouldn't have even wasted my time with a job. I wouldn't have even wasted my time going to school, because I worked like crazy ass construction jobs for like 2 solid years, just like I'm going on 3 years, like just back-breaking work,
Yeah.
working like 24-hour shifts in order to get like enough money saved up to like invest into like my brand. Just because I was unaware of like the production like techniques you can do and the cost. I would have gone through this website called printful.com. That's like a huge plug now. They
Yeah.
actually have like their own customized products for very, very cheap, much cheaper than I was doing when I
It's
first
actually
started.
what my brother is going to be using.
So yeah, so that's, I was gonna say, if his brother's not doing that, that's my main tip.
Yeah.
But that's like a big advantage. And honestly, just going all in sooner, just like not wasting my time doing like other things, because I felt like if I did that, I would have been like even further than where I am now. But
Right.
then it just goes back to just like appreciating the process and it's like
course.
loving every step
Yeah.
of it, you know? So it's like a double-sided sword.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's one thing I changed, is different like manufacturing techniques, and this like the work I was doing prior to like building up to like doing it like
because
100%.
I mean, even with the guy that you went and asked for, prices and whatnot, who laughed in your face, it's like that was a learning process. And on top of that, now you know what building to buy first when you start making big
exactly,
big bucks.
bro, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Just like appreciating the process and just like loving every second of it. Because I feel like and just anyone like that wants to start anything, period, if they don't genuinely love it, they're just going to get disencouraged like so quick and, and just stop. That's with anything though, you know. It's like you for photography, like this podcast that you guys are doing, like there's so many hardships I'm sure you guys have gone through just getting it up and running, you know, like figuring things
honestly, like really.
Well, you guys knew a lot going into it. That's very true though.
The thing that one of the things that I feel like people misconstrue about podcasts a lot is how goddamn simple it is.
The simplicity of it.
It is really the most simple thing I've ever done in my life. Like genuinely, I think high school was harder than this.
Oh shit!
Because it is as simple as buy an interface for $100.
High school was easier than podcasting.
Buy an interface for $100. I mean, you could buy a cheaper one. We bought a $150 one that was on sale, which is normally like $300. So $150 fucking interface that plugs straight into your computer. If you have any type of computer, you can make Audition run because it's not a big program.
Yeah.
You just have to have Adobe. So that's $30 to $60 a month, depending on what plan you have. So you're looking at that, get your microphone cable. So we'll call it 4. They're super fucking cheap. If you go and like musiciansfriend.com, they have them cheap there with cheap stands that we're using now. And then the only thing that I think is like expensive is the microphones.
Yeah. The
Once you have all that shit, sit down, plug in, sit down, record, talk, and put it out.
Yeah. And you have to do the monthly fee for the hub that you use to put it on the platforms.
Okay,
so
true.
I mean, that I think was the quote unquote hardest part was trying to figure out which program to use, because there's a
what's
few.
your guys' biggest? I'm curious, like Spotify, app, or podcast with Apple. Like
I would for like where we get our most views.
Yeah, what do you guys like prefer? Like
I
you guys personally
I prefer the podcast app.
Me too.
Me too.
I'm a huge proponent of Spotify.
100%.
But I listen
Spotify
to my
for music.
podcasts on the podcast app.
I
And
mean,
agree.
that's if you have an Apple phone.
yeah, of course.
But if you don't, then obviously Spotify is the next big one. And then after that, I'd say YouTube. But that's if you fucking want to keep the window open the whole time. Some people literally just put it up on their TVs and listen. But after that, we don't really use other programs. I probably should just link it because it's super easy. The program we use, which is Buzzsprout, is as simple as get this URL from Apple Podcasts and Spotify, which literally they give you the button to click that links the URLs together for Buzzsprout to Spotify, Buzzsprout to Apple Podcasts. You know, it all
So
connects
it all
to
goes off each other. Okay.
and it all goes off of one click. Once we get done with this, I literally add the preset that my brother created for me and export it, upload it, and I go to bed.
And then when you wake up, it's all like
it's all
finished.
done.
Yeah.
It's literally
you
all
put
done.
it out. That's
I think
awesome.
the process in total, just because of the exporting, it takes maybe 2 hours, and that's about it because I have to do a YouTube video as well. But
That's
it's
cool.
us. That's why like
sophisticated.
everybody. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this. I think there's like 600,000 podcasts in the world, different channels.
we got in early.
early,
Yeah, sure.
early, and I think that's lowballing it. I think I could be wrong. I believe that's the number I heard. So
But it's so like, fun to like, definitely like listen to. And I feel like, especially with like the type of conversations that you guys like we're having now and that you guys have like in general, it's just like something that people generally enjoy. So
yeah,
I think
because
just, like, you guys will have like your own like niche audience, and I'm sure like it's gonna be
and it will definitely grow too, because it's
100%.
one of those things where it's an honest conversation. There's no bullshit. There's no cuts. There's no fucking radio. Well, they fucking do and all these weird
no
noises
crazy,
and
like,
shit.
Yeah, no
Like,
crazy ads and shit like
Radio is already dead, like dying if not dead.
Yeah, literally.
On his deathbed. But there's nothing to this podcast but start to finish, and that's it. And people latch onto it because it's a fly on the wall.
Yeah,
you know?
It has to be enjoyable in order for people to be able to consume like multiple hours of content.
No,
Yeah.
definitely. And you guys did a great job. I mean, 'cause you got people coming up to you.
Yeah,
And
dude,
it keeps
it's nuts.
growing, so that's awesome.
And it's appreciated. Thank you. It's just one of those
Yeah,
things that
thank
when
you, dude.
I hear people say, like, as nice as they are being about it, like you were, oh, you guys are putting a lot of work into it. It's like this.
We aren't
other than
putting
scheduling, it's
nearly
not
as
hard.
much as you are. We're not on the treadmill working on the podcast.
Yeah, like you, I would say you're way the fuck up there, and we're just kind of lounging.
And right now we're lounging. Like we did have the few weeks that we were like just grinding it out when we like needed to get episodes out. And that was just like
I would consider that lounging with like a couple push-ups in between lunch.
but still, it was like okay, we need to get this done this day. If we're staying up till 1 a.m., then we're staying up till 1 a.m.
Yeah, that part of the
Yeah.
grind was fun.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And that's where
And it's still regardless like a grind. It's not in comparison to anything else, but
Right.
in itself, it was its own like struggle compared to what we're doing now.
yeah. I guess in my head, just because of photography, now getting back
yeah.
into vlogs. I mean, you've done baseball and like in comparison to literally everything else in this world, podcast is probably the easiest thing I've ever done. So that's why I kind of downplay it as much as I do.
Yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
no, okay, I understand.
But yeah, just staying
definitely.
consistent. It is a job to
100%.
a certain extent, but it's fun as shit, dude. It's an excuse to sit down and have a full on conversation with somebody, because most of the time you hit somebody up, oh, do you want to go and get coffee for 2?
Yeah, you always
3
have to like
hours?
get a beer or get food.
You have to
or
have
get,
something.
Yeah,
you have to have
some type of like an
something
event,
there.
right?
And that's what the mic substitutes is.
How many
the
times?
Substance.
How many times have you sat down and literally? Well, I mean, other than your really close friends, been like, hey, come sit on the couch with me and talk for 2 hours.
Never, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it doesn't
Never.
happen.
Does not
Whereas
happen.
with a podcast, it's like, hey, come do a pod. It's that.
It's
if
the-
we
it's the
fucking
exact
push the
thing.
microphones, it's
yeah.
what we're doing.
And then that's like what brings everything like together.
Yeah, which is
Super
why
chill.
I don't even take it as like a job or something that I have to do, because I love talking to people anyway.
It's so
100%.
enjoyable.
Yeah, it's fun. I know Tub does as well, so it's super easy.
Yeah. One thing I want to touch on again
Uh-huh.
is like kind of like the people that have helped you behind the scenes with Versus and everything.
Oh man, yeah. There's
Because like I know just like being literally behind the scenes and watching like you and you guys like put it all up, like it's people like don't realize like you need like manpower.
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely like yeah. I mean in order to have anything, you definitely need like a big team of like support, and it definitely is a lot of people behind the scenes that do help out a lot. There's all like the people that help me with production. It's pretty cool because most of them are all like here like in the Antelope Valley, so it's like my business like gives them business, and it kind of like everybody wins out here. Have like my embroidery guy. His name's Pat, super cool dude. He does all like the crazy embroidery work, like your Cupid hoodie that you have.
Yeah.
He embroidered that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's like does really great work. This girl Christine, she does a lot of like the sewing and kind of like the seamstress like type things of work that we're doing. Obviously Dylan, I know you guys had him on not too long ago.
Yeah,
And,
literally like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, exactly. He was I know he referenced me a lot. Things of that sort. He definitely helps a lot. Yes, my man Eric. He helps us so much. Noah, he's helps out a lot of photography and things of that sort. And yeah, then it's like you guys that are my wonderful friends that support me as well.
Yeah.
Got Versus hanging in your closets right now that you guys wear on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's like this entire Antelope Valley. Honestly, like now, like the brand is definitely like way like bigger than the AV, but like how it started was like just this genuine community of people that brought it all together, and just kind of all this like loved the brand and the vision, like got behind it, and, like supported it. So there's a lot of people that go into it, man, and it's like. And now it's like it's just the beginning. It's like I can only imagine. Like one day I want to give all my friends like literally full time like careers and like salaries and like crazy jobs that where they're like literally just like all working together for one general cause. So that's like the big goal, like the end goal.
Right.
But for now, still there's so much that goes in behind the scenes. Definitely.
That's what I was gonna ask. Was what's the big plan? Which you just already went over.
Yeah. What are your like?
Like,
Say like the year of 2020. What do you want Versus to do? Or even
2020,
let's do 2 for the rest of this year, like the rest of this like upcoming season, just like the next cold season, and then like the year as a whole.
Definitely.
Is it like a get to a fantasy factory type thing where everybody's I'm joking, but
Dude,
like
that'd be
having
so
offices,
sick.
that would be so fucking sick.
Yeah, man. So long term goal, definitely. So my main like big vision is to like kind of take the streetwear into like high end type fashion, like more towards like like the Off-White side of things, where it's like crazy. It's like still like a streetwear foundation, but it has like that designer level where it's like its own type. Like he's in like dresses, like shoes, like things of that sort. So I definitely want to eventually branch out into like more of the designer. I want to sit on a shelf in Barney's. It's like a really like high end designer type store. So like big picture, that's where I really love to take things. And then honestly, this next year, just keep riding it out, and just keep the consistent, steady growth. Comes to sales, and definitely, of course, just people repping it, getting the name out there. I definitely want to get like a really big influencer to like start repping it, and I've been like emailing like different like managers and things of that matter, just trying to like see what type of like brand deal you can work out with them. And yeah, honestly, I definitely would love to have like my own manufacturer somewhere, either like in the AV, like my own type of like big like office where I can have like everything like in one place.
And you want it out here?
That'd be dope out here. I feel
Nice.
like one, real estate's super cheap out here, way
Oh, yeah.
cheaper than LA,
Mhm.
and then two, just keep it like the AV like core, you know, like
Yeah,
foundation.
man.
Yeah, we have a mutual friend. Again, I don't like to name drop just in case they don't want to be mentioned, but we have a mutual friend who wants to start a wedding venue out here.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, why the fuck not, dude? There's just land everywhere.
literally,
Yeah. So
yeah, that'd be dope.
and then the other how was I going to tie that in there? Because with the whole clothing line thing, I actually have two brothers that are getting into it, but one who would also want to pick your brain. That's how I was tying it in, because when Dylan was here, he was home.
Oh,
And-
really?
And
Okay.
Dylan and him were like chatting it up for like an hour, and Dylan was like, "Yeah, you should talk to Hayden. Like he'd be down to talk whenever."
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because they were talking about all like the designer brands
Yeah.
and like the creators of the brands
Yeah.
and everything.
Like their backstories and
And,
Yeah.
stuff.
and I mean, they were going. It was back and forth because he's been studying. I'm talking fucking studying this shit for like the past couple months to make sure
Dude,
he gets
there's-
this right.
There's a book. It's called I'm reading it right now. It's by Bobby Hundreds.
Uh-huh.
It's called "This Is Not a T-Shirt."
Oh, nice.
It's a really good book. It's about like the core foundation of like the hundreds, and it's like pretty much his just like entire like business model, like what he's been doing.
Yeah.
And he wrote a book, and I'm reading it. It's like super super good.
Yeah.
So I think your brother should read that. That'd be sick.
Okay. For sure. Do me a favor, Tub. You close the door just
Yeah, I
because
got you.
the noise and whatnot. I mean, speaking of the devil, I believe he just got home. Yeah. No, dude, it's really fucking cool. Like, it's one of those things where if anybody listens to the podcast in secession,
Yeah.
like consecutively, they will hear me say this time and time again whenever we're talking to people. I get fucking stoked whenever somebody has like a project, has something that they were passionate about, a job even that they're passionate about, but it makes me happy when people follow what they wanted to do, and literally you're making a lifestyle out of it. It's
100%.
literally becoming you, to the point where you're still hidden behind it, so people, like we said, you walk by people and whatnot that are wearing your stuff, but like that, you have an association with that because now that is part of your personality. Like, this is your life, and it's just cool as shit to see that, especially out here. I'm only saying especially out here because since I was fucking 14, 15, when I was in bands trying to find people to make music, it was people that like to talk about shit but never
not do
follow
it.
through with
Yeah.
it. Let their dreams go down the drain, or they're just like, it's too much hard work or whatever. And you're finding more now that people that do talk about it are actually following up with it, and then people are just not, they're giving up on creative stuff if they even want to get into it. So you have your, not failures, but the people who quit, the people who pursue it. And it's kind of more few and far between on the pursuing one.
100%.
So I'm just stoked. I'm stoked for you. It's cool as shit to see. Like, when I get excited when it was in Europe, when you posted that up,
Oh,
you're like,
dude,
oh
yeah.
shit, we just sold over here. Or, like you said, Singapore and Canada. And it's like, it's starting to expand.
Dude, it's insane. There's a saying. It's called something I like really like. I kind of heard it. I was like, dude, this is sick. It's, it goes, talkers talk and builders build. So it's like,
I like
people talk about shit and people build shit.
Yeah.
And I've been like personally myself like off the grid when it comes to like social media. I haven't tweeted in maybe like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
It's been a long
and
time.
if you do, it's mostly
So
about the,
it's only about Versus. Like my
Yeah.
personal like social media presence is like gone. So
it's
it's
like limited to Snapchat.
literally, yeah. So it's like I'll Snapchat here and there, but it's like, because like the more the brand grows, like the busier like I guess like I don't like post about shit. And I feel like I should, because like I don't want people to think like out here that like I'm like falling off or nothing. But it's just
Yeah,
the
it would
fact-
be good to give people updates.
Yeah, I know. So I think I'm definitely like this. I think the rise of my Twitter is gonna be with this podcast. So I'll be pushing this. Podcast.
Okay.
hell
hell
yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, 'cause
cool.
it's literally been like
Just
I think,
this is the first tweet
'cause
back
then-
in a while.
dude. Yeah, it's been a minute. I think one of my last tweets was when Versus got its like 1200th order or something like that.
That's so
And you
sick.
commented on that, Tub. I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was like back like June. So it's been a minute, but yeah, no, I'm honestly, especially now with winter coming around, like there's gonna be a bunch of like
yeah, you
fire
can
posts
be like, oh, like I mentioned some new pieces coming
exactly
up. In this,
like go peep
some
it.
sneak peeks.
Dude, the world tour, that piece is so sick.
Oh shit, yeah.
I'm so stoked.
I'm
for
gonna finish that
shit.
tonight. I'll send it to you guys and you guys can see.
Yeah, man.
It's
Your
dope.
last one was happy birthday message.
Oh, to Dylan.
Yeah.
And then the one, I think the one before that was like the one about the orders or something.
Yeah.
Are
It's
you?
crazy.
Do you want to touch on any like pieces that you have cooking up that aren't like the typical hoodie or t-shirt?
So let's see. So the sweats, that's definitely gonna be a big one.
So excited for the
Dude,
sweats,
I'm
dude.
buying a pair of
I'm gonna
those
have
so
to get
fast.
some of
They're
those.
so sick. So they're like tapered, like they fit, like they're not like super baggy, but they're not like super tight. They
Are they
fit,
kind of like the soccer,
Like joggers?
kind
Or-
of like joggers?
they're not like, so they don't have like that, like this type of like
The
jogger
end cuff
ankle.
that
joggers
have?
Yeah, like this cuff. But yeah, they fit like super nice, and like I definitely like really like them. So I'll have you guys just trying a pair, see if you guys like it too.
Oh yeah, I will
depending-
definitely do that.
Exclusive
Dude,
shit, bro.
yeah, it's gonna be dope. And depending on like the type of production that I can get done, like through like like who people that I have like working with me now will determine like how like much like different should I release. But
Different like articles you can
yeah, a
put
bunch of
out.
stuff like in the like the works.
Because the windbreaker was such a fucking like curveball, dude.
The windbreak, yeah, that was a big curveball, bro. That sold out like quick.
Oh, it
Dude,
was so
I need
nice.
to make more. Like there's like, and that's I'm just trying to like just find more pieces that we can like push out like that. You
Have
know?
you?
Make a watch.
Oh, watch that'd be sick.
That would be badass.
I would buy that shit so
Dude, that'd be
fast.
sick. There's a bandana that's coming out. It's gonna be sick.
Oh hell
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
that's a good move.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
sick.
What have you guys looked into, like hats wise?
Yeah, hats. So we've done like dad hats. That was like a pretty good big hit. Dad hats.
Yeah, dad hats are always like the
always a
go-to.
good one.
With
Wait, do you
streetwear
still have
especially.
hats up on the site?
Right now, no. Right now, it's just like hoodies and like t-shirts. Right now.
Okay.
But definitely like hats.
Puts phone down.
I've been
Picks up
looking
phone.
for
Do
a
you have
hat
hats?
to
Damn it. No, for sure hats are gonna be picking up. I want to do more of like the trucker style like baseball hats, like kind of similar like what you're wearing.
Oh
like,
shit.
you know,
Okay.
I like the flat bills and I like the curved bills too.
Mhm.
I think most people like both, so I'll probably have a variety. Like one or the other.
I'm a big fan of these hats. I don't know where the fuck
Like
this
just-
came from because I've never worn hats before, but just baseball caps.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
just
telling
like that, like Tubbs wearing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's like the snapback baseball cap, and that's I hate that term now because of how
Yes.
much it's been ruined.
Snapback, I know, right?
But it's the snapback baseball caps and then the fitted ones, and I prefer those.
I like the
snap ones
snapbacks,
much
100%,
better.
I agree.
snapbacks are dope. Dad hats are okay. I just have a big
I
ass
really
head.
like dad hats too. Dad hats are really good for winter. They complement hoodies really well.
Oh,
like
for
you have
sure.
a dad hat and your hood on,
Yeah.
and you look like a fucking celebrity.
That's a look. That's so true. 100%.
But if because I've been telling Brandon and Manny with Alienated to put out a fucking a baseball cap, and I will buy it. I was like,
Dude,
just
they
put it up for
should.
me. I'll buy it and take it down. I don't care because they have dad hats, but my head's too big, so it doesn't work with
Oh,
dad
that's
hats.
true. They do fit very like I look decent in like backwards, but forward like it's kind of like iffy for me. Like I
Yeah.
feel because they definitely certain fit for like certain type
Dude,
of heads. For
right.
sure.
I'm the same way, but I found a champion hat that fits me like perfectly, and it's like it's a different build to it. Like it's not as flimsy; it's more stiff.
Right.
I'll have to like literally like show
Dude,
it to
do
you
it,
so you
yeah.
can have like an idea.
So I like try and get my hands on one.
Yeah, dude.
That'd be
I
awesome.
got it through like I think Zoomies or something.
But because I'm starting up those vlogs again, if you make a hat, I'll definitely be wearing that
Dude,
a lot.
Yes, that'd be
I like
awesome. When the
100%.
vlog's cooking, when is that going to be coming?
Actually, probably within the next week or two.
Hey,
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
went and filmed one till like 2 a.m. the other day doing
Nice.
fucking steel wool photography.
Dude,
stuff.
Sean was showing me pictures
Dude,
of that.
the fucking pictures are so sick.
Yeah,
Did
you
you put them
guys
out yet?
got
Or are you still like editing them?
Huh?
Are you guys still like editing them, or do you like? Put
I
them
haven't
out?
edited them yet because I
Oh.
was starting to put the vlog together, which is the first time I've ever like jumped on video before I jumped on photo. But no, I mean, even as just like as Raw's can probably pull it up really quick.
Well, for context, you guys went out by like almost Cal City, right?
We went to Cal City.
Yeah, you went to Cal
Dang,
City.
that's a
and,
mission.
And the picture Sean was showing me, you could see the galaxy so like crystal clear.
Like
Bro,
this
that
was-
is badass.
This was one of the shots that we got, and that's me spinning it. Sean just set up my camera for me.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to, we were trading off of who would spin what and when. But some of these fucking shots, dude, like,
Will you be posting these?
oh yeah, like this one's of Sean doing it. That was the first take we had.
Dude,
It's just so
That is
Steel wool is so much
so
fun. I remember fucking
sick.
with that shit in high school and getting pictures to come out. Like you pose in front of it and you get
Yeah.
a silhouette.
yeah.
It's so fun.
We had this idea to bring an umbrella out there. So Brandon, sorry, the mic's it's gonna sound weird. Brandon's girlfriend, they wanted this shot of her, which mine's blurry of her, but it's like her deflecting it. But
These
but
are like some type of shit to blow up on Twitter.
these.
Like for sure, bro. These are so sick.
This is my favorite because I wanted her to sit as it was like falling on top of her, and they're not
That's
edited.
dope.
It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
That's just straight raw. Wow.
Oh yeah, I'm stoked on the whole idea. Worked out really well. The video looks really fucking cool. So what I was saying was like, give me a baseball cap with Versus on it, and I will buy it.
Bro,
Give me
yes.
a watch with Versus on it, and I will buy
Dude,
it.
watches, that'd be so
Dude, the
fucking
watch
sick.
would be so sick because it would be the black and then the fucking little
With the
red Versus thing in there.
I'm already envisioning it, brother. I'm gonna start calling up like watch manufacturers now.
Fuck yeah.
How much for a watch? Just one.
Just
one.
It's like your second or third tweet back. To jump back into the tweeting thing, I am 100% on board with having a personality, as because you can have your brand, right? And you can be like, you don't have to show your face or anything like that. But when people do know you, they don't want to just know you as like the business guy. And this is what I've noticed is the more kindness that comes from people that own anything or do any creative projects, the more personality it comes from it, the more comedy, the more whatever. People will buy into your shit more.
They'll gravitate towards.
Oh
100%.
yeah.
Is everyone else thinking of Elon Musk, or is that just me?
Oh, dude.
That's exactly
His Twitter
my point.
presence is unrivaled.
Elon Musk, Lil Nas X, like
yes, Lil Nas X
dude.
Twitter is fucking
That shit's
perfect.
cracked,
That
dude,
bro.
he said
keeps-
the next person to call me gay or something like that is getting kissed. Like
Getting kissed. Like,
or
that's
no, the
regular
next person
shit.
to make fun of me for coming out as gay is getting kissed. Like that is one of the funniest fucking tweets
That's
I've seen in a
fucking
while.
hilarious.
Like both Elon Musk and Lil Nas X, which is such a weird fucking sentence, are
Weird
top
comparison.
tier memers
Yeah.
on fucking Twitter.
Dude, it's
and
so fucking true.
and because of that, they get their presence out there like fucking
Oh, like
crazy.
it's just like the best form of marketing.
yeah.
for
So
sure.
I definitely agree. Like just keep a personality.
Yeah,
Out there.
100%. Yeah.
You do that, and especially if you can do something where it, not specifically making yourself a meme, but if you can somehow build that into that character, because Lil Nas X is becoming that. Dude, I've seen that thing where he rolls down the scroll.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like list of reasons why you should date me. It's like whatever, but it's the fact that he's being used over and over and over and over again. And then more recently he tweeted, and it had, I'm talking 30, 40, 50,000
Oh, dude.
retweets
He's popping.
of
like,
just
different
somebody
level.
tweeted like, what's your favorite Lil Nas X song? And they used a picture of him from his childhood, and he
Oh my
quoted it, and
God.
he said, how did y'all get this picture?
Look at this picture.
So
He's like a
it's-
fucking baby or something.
but that, just him asking a question, which is probably him wondering how the hell did you get
yeah,
this,
genuinely wondering.
made me fucking laugh.
No, yeah.
So
And it makes you want to listen to his shit. It's super true.
I think if you were to get on that and just
I agree. I need to get back on that
yeah,
for sure.
like even when you post, I think it was on your Snapchat of like, I got these tires delivered, and they were delivered.
Oh,
how
dude.
many houses down?
Fuck, like 8 houses down.
I don't know why
bro.
that made me laugh so hard, but it was the fact that like you got they were fucking tires,
Dude,
for a
fat ass
car.
tires, bro. Like literally big, like huge
and
tires.
dropped off to a house, but not even your house. I don't know. It just
My
made
fucking
me.
dad texted me. He was like, "Hey, they delivered your tires to the neighbor's house." I was like, "Neighbor's house?" And I was literally driving up my street, and I was looking. I was like, "Okay, like what the fuck is?" And there's this one house that has like one different number off from our address, and they always get our mail, but it's like a piece of like mail from like fucking credit card company or something like that. So it's like literally just like an envelope.
Yeah,
This time they delivered fucking 4 huge ass tires, like 8 houses down. This wasn't my neighbor. This was like 8 houses down the block.
and tires aren't inexpensive,
Dude,
especially
yeah,
for your
fucking-
car and
it's
that
so
size.
expensive. Yeah, and I don't
Yeah.
know how the hell they did that. So luckily my neighbor's a cool guy, or like the dude that lives 8 houses down is a cool guy.
Yeah.
And he called my dad. I was like, "Hey, I got some tires sitting on my porch right now." And I was driving back up the street, and I looked, and I was like, "Oh my god, my fucking tires are literally sitting right there."
But that right there,
yeah,
it pulls
that
people
would've
in
been-
of just like what kind of ridiculous shit is that, and it just lets people into your life a little bit.
Yeah, because
100%.
okay. Here's actually a really good point to tie into it. The more you tweet, right, just like personal, engaging shit that people like that people would see, and they would like it. The more they like your tweets, the more likely that your tweets are going to pop up on their timeline.
100%.
And so you get the see what you've missed section, and that's the
Oh,
people
yeah.
that you favorited the most.
Yep.
And it also pops up when someone that you're mutual with gets a lot of attention, which I know your tweets usually get a lot of attention whenever you're like announcing a new drop. And so if you have a consistent online presence and people consistently interact with you, you are going to be at the top of their timeline because that's how the algorithm works consistently. So for the difference between if you were to like just, and I'm not even saying like tweet just solely for the brand, but literally just to have your online presence be more consistent. The difference between you being online and engaging with people and interacting a bunch for like 3 months and then posting about your drop and then completely being dead and then posting about your drop, the amount of people that will see the tweet is much, much different because you have so many, like if I favorite 10 of your tweets in a row, you're going to start popping up on my timeline way more often.
This is coming from Mr. Popular over here. So
Yeah, no, that's
he
true.
would definitely know like
The analytics side of things.
And so
Yeah.
like if you literally were to post like the video, like say when it happened of the tires and like some shit that's relatively funny and you get like 20, 30 people liking it, that is 20, 30 more people who are going to
Have eyes on
be
it.
like basically notified when you put up a
some other
popular
shit,
tweet
yeah.
about like the next drop and everything.
That's true. And that's like something I really do need to like focus on more because it's like, I think about it's like, what the fuck could I tweet right now? Like, what's
No,
something I
it
can
literally
even
could
say?
be the dumbest shit. You
Dude.
can literally say like, does it piss anyone else off? You have to fucking peel a banana before you eat it. Like I just say fucking bite into it.
some shit like that, dude, literally.
If you were to tweet that shit, it literally would be like, in case you missed it, Hayden eats fucking bananas with the peel on.
Feel on.
dude, you could even tweet no bullshit. Like, what the fuck do I even tweet right now? That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah,
and you
literally.
put that, and for some reason, it will latch onto some
Yeah, or
people.
just like
pop off.
put your opinion out or whatever's fucking trending. Like
But-
No,
just
definitely.
literally engage in it,
Yeah,
and
just
you'll
engage.
get more people engaged back.
his
100%.
point of like engagement. I can back that because before I was like, I don't understand this shit. Doesn't matter what I tweet, gets like 1 or 2 things. For some reason, over time now, it's been more consistent of like 16 people, and not that the number matters, but you're noticing like a small growth
Like
of
the
like
You notice more interactions,
right, and there's more interactions of like replies too, and replies are big because if people see a tweet, no bullshit, like if I see a tweet that has like thousands of reply or thousands of likes and thousands of retweets, but has like 2 replies, I don't find
it's
it that
usually
impressive.
really annoying tweets.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Like,
Very
oh,
true.
you just can't weed out the fake ones anymore. And it's like
Exactly.
400 retweets, 2,000 favorites, and 1 reply. And it's
Right.
like, oh,
But
God,
the more you
shut
interact, the more Twitter will push your shit. The more like what you missed is a small section, like he said, of 4 or 5 tweets where you'll pop up more. There are people don't even have to be following you. Sometimes it just shows like
yeah, 100%.
what other people
It shows your
liked.
mutuals like
Oh,
it, and
that's
it
true
pops
too.
up.
100%.
And
I think it will definitely benefit you for sure.
yeah, on top of that, like you say you post about something and you posted about it like 3 hours ago and someone hops on Twitter and they missed it. If somebody else who sees it interacts with it and they're following both you and the person who interacts with it, it immediately throws it back up on the top of the TL because it shows that person's reply to your tweet and they also have to show the tweet that they're replying to.
That's true. Yeah.
So your
that-
tweet
that
that's
shit-
hours old now is
it resurfaces
at the top again for people to see again. So it really does help with getting like you out there and getting verses out there.
Yeah, 100%.
Which reminds me, just a quick side note. Love you, but couldn't quote tweet your do thing like how you put, because that's a thing Manny and I are
No, I
trying
know.
for years. We're
I
gonna keep
remember
this
you
going.
guys doing it, but I
So-
was just like, oh, I can reduce this.
Yeah. So when you did, I was like, I'm a favorite it.
Yeah, no,
But I'm not-
I really wasn't expecting
I
anything
didn't think
past
you
it.
would. I just
Um,
didn't want to make that go unnoticed.
One thing I want to touch on, since you're here and now you're able to defend yourself, is Dylan's stories about how you bullied
I didn't
him
know
in
we
high
were gonna
school.
bring this
Yeah, I was waiting for this one to come
Yeah,
up.
because we weren't recording when we first brought it up, and he was like, "Oh, we'll get into that."
Yeah, we'll start that conversation. Dylan, yeah. So I've known Dylan since we were like,
And he's gonna listen to this, so just
Oh,
be sure to call him
definitely.
Yeah, here,
No.
give him a personal message. Just say,
Yes.
hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy, listen to this one, Dylan. I didn't fucking bully you. No, I'm just kidding. So he makes it seem
you were
like
just a little bitch.
Yeah, you're just a fucking pussy. Well, I've known it for a while. It's like seventh grade. We got close like our later years of high school, but back in like freshman year or something, I guess I just was a dick according to Dylan. I honestly can't really. I can like recall it, but not in the sense that he tells a story. I mean, he's just very animated and just tells stories very very well, and or whatever
Yeah,
how you
yeah.
want to
That's
word
Dylan.
it, right? It's just Dylan. So apparently back in high school, he was wearing like Jordans or something. And this is like back when I was like I skateboarded like super heavily like through my younger like teenage years. And apparently I called him like a queer or something, or like some type of name for wearing like Jordans, and it literally like scarred him. And to this day, he must have like went home crying or something. Because I swear, he makes it seem like the most traumatizing experience of his life.
I love Dylan to death. I really do.
I
but
never hear the end of this shit.
he can be a bit dramatic sometimes. So when he was saying it, I was just like, I'm gonna let Hayden defend himself first.
So I mean, I honestly, he probably just walked into math class. We had math class, like I think it was like algebra, like 1 or 2 or something, like my freshman year. And I was probably just like said like a light joke, like, "What are you wearing?" Like, you know, like fag or whatever. And then he probably,
like fag or whatever.
Like whenever I called him, I don't even know what he said. I told him, but he probably was like, like drawn back by like I do not like. He makes it seem like I sat him down on a chair in the middle of the classroom and was just like fucking shredding him apart for wearing Jordans. But I do not think it was like of that caliber. I think it was just a very like light like comment I made.
Fuck, dude, I probably said way worse things to him when him and I weren't doing too hot.
You guys relatively were saying the same sentence.
Yeah, no, because you would Dylan up when I was listening to the podcast. You guys touched base on it. I just thought he just was like a YouTube, just like Guido, pretty much. You just didn't really know him, obviously. So
I didn't know him, but it was more so of this. Basically, we did touch on the fact that Caleb had hyped Dylan up to me and me up to Dylan in ways that it probably shouldn't have been hyped up
because he was like the middleman to you guys meeting. That's right.
Yeah, it was all my fault. Basically,
we had this
100% me.
Yeah, it's all Tub's fault.
I'll take the blame.
We had this misunderstanding of who each person was. You know, I was supposed to be way more understanding and way cooler, and Dylan was supposed to be way more like chill and have
more
really
like
in-depth conversations with me all the time. It's just shit where it was supposed to be the personalities connect perfectly. And it was just this, well, he's not this way and he's not this way. And then all of a sudden it just started clashing hard. And it was just a huge misunderstanding when we squashed everything December last year. It was, everything was fine. It was like, oh, fuck, I don't dislike you. I don't dislike you either. All right. Just didn't really know each other. Didn't give it a chance.
Yeah.
So that was, in short, that's what it was.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like that happens like all the time, especially with like social media or like whatever. You just get like this like misconception of somebody and you meet them and it's like, what the fuck? You're not like this. And then
preconceived notions.
Exactly, 100%. That's what I was looking for.
And now bringing it back to modern day, like tables have turned and Dylan loves taking the piss out of you and just shredding you to pieces.
Yeah, at this point, it's like I just like sit there and I'm just like, honestly, like I just like don't like think of just like shit to talk. I'm just like chilling, enjoying my meal or whatever.
And you spill one thing.
And I spill one fucking thing. Spill it. Just like that, man. I swear to God, that's the fucking voice that haunts me in my sleep.
Spill it.
Dude, every time like Hayden will be like taking a nice like spoonful of food at Denny's and like one morsel falls on his lap across the table, spill it. And then like Eli and everyone will hop in there like spill it.
And it's just like a fucking cult of them calling me spill it, man. They just all gain up on me.
Dude.
And I was sitting there like, let me just eat my fucking pancakes, please.
Dude, we were vultures with dead food. Like he peeks his head and the rest of them just peek their head and it's all just going at you.
It literally was. And like we were at Lucille's the other day.
That shit was hilarious.
And they were like all shredding Hayden to pieces again. And then like it started like coming around more and like then people were starting like shred Dylan and everything. And Dylan was like, and Hayden's been quiet this whole time. Like he hasn't talked much. I
just eating my steak.
Yeah, he's minding his own business, spills a little, gets spilling, and then like goes back to normal, right? But then we start shredding everybody else, and Dylan starts getting some shreds. And Dylan's like, why you guys always make me like the butt of the joke or whatever?
Jesus.
And then Hayden breaks the silence. It's like, shut the fuck up. He's like, you always act like this. He's like, I always get spilly. I always get this shit. And he just loses it. And Dylan's like shocked and everyone else is crying. We're laughing so fucking hard.
Dude, because Dylan was like about to like cry himself in this corner because people were ripping on him for like 10 seconds. And I was like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like literally, I was like, you're being a bitch right now. Like, how does it feel, Dylan, to get some shit? You know?
Dude, Hayden was like taking his time with it, like
fucking food spilling out of his mouth.
Spewing shit everywhere.
Dude, oh my
fucking smoke's blowing out of my ears.
During that part, what made me laugh really fucking hard was when you were saying as he's yelling, I was just like, shut the fuck up. I get spilly all the time. Like it's spiller, there's spilly. Oh shit, dude. That's fucking
That was
good.
hilarious, dude. Our group is definitely very, very fucking comical, that's for sure.
I think Dylan's like instant, defending himself thing comes from just because he's opened up a little bit about it before, of just like people kind of picking on him as he grows up. And I think people that are like that, like me, for example, I just had to grow out of that as I got older, because I was the same way. If people made fun of me because my brothers picked on me when I was a kid, and it was fucking brothers picking on brothers. It's not a big deal. But you have 3 older brothers that pick on the younger brother who is like super sensitive. I'm an easy target. You get to this point, and that's why I understand Dylan really well, and I think that's why we click so well now, is you get to this point where you have this extreme sensitivity to shit. Like, I'll be talking shit to my brother Patrick, and then he'll turn around and say one thing to me, and I shut down. And I'm like, why did I shut down? So I've been trying to, I mean, this was back then, but now building it up where it's just constant back and forth, where eventually he'll get over that whole like, why do you guys do this? It's not.
Yeah. No. It's one of those things, like, you can tell when like, and obviously, like, Dylan was using hyperbole. Like, he knows he doesn't like get all of it, obviously, when he's sitting next to you. Like, exactly. But he does, like, he will play the card, and you can just tell, like, if he like snaps back, then it keeps it going, and then you're fine.
Yeah.
But like, it's the same thing with when me, Joel, J-Bug, and Dalton all coached together. When you have to learn that if a middle school kid is going to try to roast you, if you don't snap back at him, they will eat you alive.
Oh, shit.
And Boog would not snap back at the kids.
Oh, he'd probably get shredded
Dude,
bad. Huh?
I would like, they would try to say some shit to me, and I would snap back at them hard, like I'm snapping back at one of the homies, not like I'm talking to a kid.
Yeah.
And they get put in their place so quick, and you realize that, like, if you don't like stand your ground, even if it's a front, like, you could totally be like, someone could roast you and you could be like insecure as fuck about it, and you can just put up a front. But if it's a good enough one where you're snapping back, then people will respect you and they'll back off and they won't pick on you. But like Boog won't like snap back hard at the kids, and so the kids eat him alive. Or like Joel, like, people love to pick on Joel, but Joel doesn't say shit back. And so like that, then he like starts being seen as like, oh, he's the easy target. And so like, oh, like we can crack a joke about Joel and he'll just make a funny face because he's the butt of the joke. But if Joel were to say some shit back, like some like clever shit right back at somebody, they don't usually prod anymore.
Yeah. Like you have to, the second you show a weakness at all with anybody, when they're just like picking on everybody, right? If it's a group of guys and everybody's just kind of picking on each other.
When it's the bros together,
the second somebody goes, oh, dude, all eyes on you, and it's fucking, you're just getting bombarded. Like, it's different for you because for some reason you
just mind your business.
You mind your.
Yeah, I just be chilling. You know?
I guess it's just a quiet thing.
Yeah, no, honestly, I think that's why I need to start just like...
You need to start clapping back.
Saying shit.
It's because you don't clap back.
It's like, I'll clap back, but it's like a big clap back. You know?
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's what Dylan was saying. Dylan was like, the only thing about Hayden is that like, we'll be roasting him because he like spills food, and then he'll respond like, that's why your parents split up when you were young.
I was going to say, Hayden probably goes straight.
Myself. So I don't fucking think I go
again, hyperbole.
No. But no, Dylan says that shit too. He's like, I'll just be cracking jokes, and he comes like straight from my fucking neck about something that actually like really fucking
I was gonna say, you probably go for like, you know, getting cheated on, parents divorce, whatever the fuck it is.
3 to 5 lighthearted rips that Hayden receives, he'll throw out one like personal one.
Left jab, boom, straight to the fucking
I feel
face.
like that should be the rule, though. Is like, if you're gonna throw 5, I'm gonna hit you with a haymaker.
Exactly.
I'm gonna knock your bitch ass out, and we're gonna keep eating our steaks. Like,
exactly.
Oh shit, that's good.
He was fucking hilarious, man. Yeah, I'm just not much of like a, I don't know, like I just don't like fucking joke around that much when it comes to like ripping on like my friends and shit. I don't know. I just need to like start just fucking ripping on people more, I think.
Yeah. I don't do it too often.
Like, I really like shred. Like,
it depends on who I'm around. Like when I'm with Nick, like we never rip on each other. But as soon as you throw Rachel into the mix,
it is a target.
Nick has a target on his back, and Nick could say anything. He could be like, where do you guys want to eat? And me and Rachel in unison, where do you guys want to eat?
And I'll just kind of sit there and go, okay, again, where do you guys want to eat? And it gets worse. It's just like, okay, where do you want to eat? And I'm like, come on, dude, give me a fucking break. And they're just like, ooh,
and Nick
look
makes
who's
the-
getting sensitive. And I'm like,
Nick makes the sound, and then we like go.
They just game over and just like go.
they don't take bites or nibbles, dude. They'll
It is like
they'll take
piranhas.
chunk after chunk until I'm dead, and then they're like, all right, he can't move anymore. Just
We'll let
we'll
him-
move
let him-
on. Let him regenerate.
But the thing with Rachel is she's such a loose cannon. So like me and her will be like going on Nick, and then out of nowhere she'll like flip her head and you, and then just go for
yeah.
me. And Nick's like, yes.
He's like, kind of gets the sweat off his back. He's like, all right.
I'm not sitting there like, yes, I'm fucking bandaging myself.
Like that fucking hurt.
Oh, dude, I fucking came over to her house one day. It was all of us just hanging out. I think it was me, Tub, Rachel, and Joel. I walk in, nothing's being said to me for a little bit. We start playing pool, and I come around the corner, and Rachel's sitting with Tub, and she looks over, and she's like, how dare you wear slippers to my fucking house? And started ripping me for like 15 fucking minutes. And I was just like,
I
just
can't be
wore
cozy?
slippers. Right. It was
can't be
supposed to,
cozy.
she's in pajamas. Everyone else is like in shorts. And I'm just like, all right, I'll wear my slippers. I'm going to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Apparently you can't. But yeah, I think that's just where Dylan is just like the butt of the joke every time.
He likes dishing them out, but like,
The second they come back.
but once it comes back, he's like, oh, what the fuck, bro?
I think it's even better when you start laughing at jokes that are made about you that you can find true.
Oh,
Like-
dude, if you laugh at the shit that people say about you, they have nothing on
Like
you.
if somebody started
So you
talking
can just,
about
like,
having
accept it.
me having like a big head or having no fucking clothing styles that look good or like your tattoos look like shit, I'm gonna fucking die laughing. Like it's the only thing that, yeah, fuck it, I might as well throw it out there.
Don't let him know what hurts.
The only thing
that came from a personal place with Hayden.
Don't fucking eat you alive.
He had that ready. Don't let him know it hurts.
I saw him get ready to spill it out, and I was like,
so
bro.
fast and so like little, where it picked up perfectly on the mic, I know for sure, but it was just like, don't let him know it hurts.
Who knows how many people are listening to this
But-
right now?
But anyway, your Achilles heel, go on.
Yeah, our buddy Tim, Ethan, he rips on me about having a bird tattooed on my chest. I mean, rips me apart
Every
And it's-
time?
Every time.
Damn.
And it's been years. Dude, if I walk out with my shirt off because I'm just at home and I didn't know he was there, I will throw on a shirt just so I don't hear it. Not because it hurts, but because
you walk out with your shirt off and realize he's there, and you start like tiptoeing away from the living room, and you just
legitimately
hear
have-
caw.
I've heard his voice as I was walking and then turned around to go put on a shirt because I was like, oh shit, he's here. Not because it hurts. I don't give a fuck. Like I'll laugh along with it, but because he will harp on it for 15 fucking minutes.
just never-
and I'm
it just doesn't
talking,
end.
he's got this laugh where he just fucking, it's this high pitched like giggle that he does.
Uh-huh.
And 15 minutes burying his head in the fucking pillows.
Yeah,
on the table.
I think the worst thing about him in that regard is the fact that not only does he rip you, but he'll rip you and then laugh so hard as if someone else said it in your face about his own joke about you, repeat it, and then laugh hard
And
again.
that is why-
it's fucking gold.
Right. But that's, I think, the only time I ever, like, I don't even really get bothered. I just tell him, shut the fuck up because it's getting old. Like, yes,
It's-
we've heard
it's
it.
been so long. You're still saying
I've had
the
a
same
fucking
joke.
bird on my chest for 2 years. Get over it.
Like, just stop fucking hindering me.
Which eventually we're going to have him on here. And one, that's going to be brought up for sure. But two, he's, not to like branch into that, but he's a very controversial type
He's
person.
a loose cannon.
Very,
Oh, yeah.
like to the point where it gets a little dangerous sometimes where he'll say shit. And like our small little group of friends, it's me, my brothers, and him. And it can get real uncomfortable. There was one time I literally told him to go fuck himself and told him, I was like, don't send me your pictures asking for your for my opinions. Don't send me your fucking videos. Don't FaceTime me anymore. Fuck you. Like, you're a sack of shit.
Damn.
It-
Yeah.
it
I
got-
like the bird.
It got it got real heated once, but that's because he's got this way about him where he has
Nick
no
just wants to kill him.
yeah, he has no boundaries.
He just cannot stop.
Love
Yeah.
him to death. Love him to death. He apologized about it after, but it was just one of those things. But
We can have him and Joel on at the same time.
hell no.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
maybe. We
Joel,
won't get, we
Joel
won't
is
get
a
fuck-
catalyst to whatever environment you put him in, and so putting him in there with Tim will be
Right.
fucking
We've
amazing.
seen that before, and
Yeah,
nobody
at-
got a
at
word in for
Wingstop.
like 30 fucking
It's
minutes.
amazing.
Amazing. I
Just let
mean,
them do all
honestly,
the
we probably
talking.
could just do that and have them just go at it and us just kind of kick back. like that's their episode.
Speaking of their episode, Hayden.
Yeah, sorry, we go off on. Well,
Oh,
I mean,
no,
it's
that was
a natural conversation.
was a great
I mean, we
conversation.
basically covered. I learned a lot about your clothing line. A lot
I'm
more
glad.
than
Yeah,
I knew.
no, I think it's not really something I really don't talk about too much.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely glad
like-
it was covered.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
is
like
there-
we've had a lot of people that come on that we're like acquaintances with, or we're like we kind of know, but you're like
No,
inner
yeah.
circle,
Inner
homie.
circle.
Like
yeah.
we are close, and
100%.
so we just like always just talk and shoot the shit. It's never like versus shit unless you have some like big news.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, honestly, yeah, just like we're just part of each other's like daily lives, and we just talk.
You're
to each other all
that
the time.
that mysterious guy in the group that will drop like I said, that Snapchat when I was in the group chat. It was boom with pharmacy. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? You said
Yeah,
big news like
honestly.
2 weeks ago. There was no build up. There was no talk. It was just like big news. 2 weeks later, pharmacy. I'm like, oh, that is huge.
Yeah, no, it's that's honestly kind of how I am. I realize it's like,
I don't think it's a problem by any means.
yeah, no, it's like it's like a different way to like go
It's like a
about
shock
it.
factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like it's almost like a sense of like how do I explain it? Like dopamine that you get when you like say like your big like move or plan, and then I feel like going into it, it's like it just won't happen or it won't be like as good when it actually happens. Does that
So
make
you're
sense?
a drug addict.
So pretty much, yes. I'm addicted to the grind. But no, so it's like I'll just like plan shit in my head. I'm like, all right, like I know some cool shit's about to happen. Like I just gotta fucking grind it out, and then when I do it and I accomplish it, then I'll tell everyone, and it'll feel like 10 times better.
Yeah.
Then like saying like, hey guys, like it's gonna be like in pharmacy, and it's like, oh okay, that's cool. But then it's like when it's like actually like it happens, it's like a total different like caliber of like.
Yeah, no, I dig
Feel
it
me?
for sure.
So yeah, so
I
that's
like the
kinda
way
like-
you handle your business. I
Yeah.
just, like I said, it's that mysterious.
No,
friend.
I'm definitely very mysterious. Yeah, just working and
I'm
moving,
definitely very mysterious.
moving in silence. I
Like
am an
I
enigma.
remember back when I was working for one of my old bosses, I was supposed to go to the Dominican Republic. The second I got that text for that wedding, I posted it up everywhere. Like I didn't even hold off at all.
So sick.
that's where it's a difference in it's sick, but I never went. It
Oh, I was gonna say, did you ever go?
go?
That's another thing that's like, so it's like you'll have like crazy shit happen, then you'll post about it, and then it's like, okay, like what happened? Like now what? Like where's it at for that
Yeah.
sense? Like
Yeah.
you didn't even
Imagine-
end up going, so it's like fuck. You know?
Imagine you posting all about the pharmacy drop and then it fell through.
Yeah, or some shit like that, you know. So then it's like, yeah, that's like another reason why, because like you don't ever know. For me, it's like I don't ever know until like it's actually like done. So.
Yeah, no, that's a solid point. Which also, I know we always keep meaning to talk about it, but especially now that I'm getting back into video, still want to do a video with you.
Oh, dude, that
Like,
documentary that
genuinely
we touched
wanna
base
shoot
on
one.
for a little bit. Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be, dude.
Yeah,
So
I think
sick.
that would be dope as shit because I have like not a complete vision of the video that I want to do. I'd have to see the line and see like what areas would be used. But
Yeah.
it's been something I've been dying to fucking do.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
And
I'm
I think
so down.
at the time when we were talking about it, I was starting to fall out of video, so it probably wouldn't have worked out anyway. But now that like love for it is back, I'm like, yeah,
dude, that'd be awesome. No, dude, I'm so down, especially with like all this new shit we have coming out. Like,
yes,
definitely, now is like the good time for it.
Noah does your videos.
Yeah, no, we actually have like a gimbal, like a Ronin M
Yeah,
that we went like half on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like really busy with like school and like his own like personal shit.
Yeah.
So, so it's like whenever he can, like, you know, we'll like link up and shit.
Right.
And there hasn't been a new drop for like a few months now, just because I've just been grinding like what we got
I mean,
now.
if we can, for sure, I'd love to have him like be a part of it.
dude,
if
that'd be
he
sick.
wants-
But yeah, no, either he wants to be part of it or like, just like you and I, like I'm down. dude,
Yeah,
like, for whatever.
either way, I was just the more eyes on a vision for the like line itself, the better the video can be,
For sure.
especially if it's somebody that knows video. But yeah, whatever works out, I'm
That'd be
down to
sick.
set that up.
That'd be super.
When's the
insane.
next thing dropping?
So my goal is this month.
Okay,
That's because I want to like start like the new drop now, and then hit like October, November, like super hard, and like December, like Christmas. It's crazy because like this year is just like fucking flown by. Like,
Oh,
it's already fucking September, which is nuts to me. So it's like now I'm
Yeah.
like fucking shit, like let's go, like on the ball, like just trying to get a bunch of shit like handled and
Panic has
deadlines to
set in.
meet, you know. So hopefully like this month that's the goal for sure. So
nice.
got to line up photo shoot dates, and we have like Nolan's like bachelor party and like just life shit happening in the mix.
Yeah,
So we'll see
dude.
how it all works
Homie's
out. You know?
getting married.
Dude, it's crazy, man. Are you going to that? Are you guys going to that?
Yeah,
by the way?
I
guys?
think I am. I think I'm gonna try and drive.
That'd be fucking cool, dude.
Oh,
we
I
need
don't
to talk
think
about
Nick
that.
knows Nolan.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so you don't know. Okay,
Yeah, that's why
cool.
I shook my head.
Yeah, but no, we actually want to drive. It'd be a lot.
To
one,
Idaho.
It'd be dope. Kind of. I've never been on a
Yeah.
road trip like that.
I would love it, honestly.
And it'd be cheaper for sure.
Yeah, it is cheaper. It's like
They
what's
spend
it,
like $200.
Yeah, $150 for what I calculate. It's like $150
Like
for the gas.
Yeah, which is like not bad.
Yeah.
So
How many
sick.
people?
From me, I'm not sure if Springer's going for sure or not. But Joel and Danny.
Joel and Danny, yeah. That'd be dope. Or we can, try and just take like because my mom has like a pretty big car. It just sucks. It's for like a few days, so I don't know like what.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, but it depends on when I have to leave though, because of like work schedules with Danny and Joel. So we might go separate regardless. But
We'll
like,
have to talk about it. For
I was
sure.
gonna say if you guys took one big car like a van or something.
yeah, but that would be under the luck of our schedules matching.
Yeah, I
So
know exactly.
that'll be dependent upon that. But yeah, dude, like real life shit, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Fucking dope,
Everyone's fucking growing up and shit's happening.
and everyone and their mother is having a kid.
Oh God, bro.
That's why and that's why I tried to make sure that it was known that I wasn't like leaving the group chat in a dickhead way. It was I have so much shit going on right now. I was getting way too distracted on my phone. I looked at my average use time, not talking about that because
Yeah.
it's still fucking bad.
Yeah, no, I know it. Like I was listening to this YouTuber earlier today, and he doesn't call it his phone. He calls it his distraction device. And he's like, I bought a fucking alarm clock, and I keep my phone charged in a different room while I go to bed. He's like, because that's my distraction device. If I want to get out of bed, then I get out of bed because I don't have my phone to distract myself the entire time.
I think I'm going to start putting my fucking room or my room on the other side of the room, my phone on the other side of the room because
Yeah,
like the
I'd love to
first
start
thing I
that.
do when I wake up is like I'll just lay in bed for an hour on my phone and catch up on shit. I'm like, what am I doing? Dude?
I'm normally really good about that because of my runs.
Yeah.
This morning I didn't go on a run, but this morning I got. I have a thing where like if I get under like 5 hours of sleep, I don't go on a run because I just feel like it's going to do more bad than good.
Yeah.
And so like last night I got 4.5 hours of sleep, so I'm like, no, I'm not going on a run. But if I get 6 hours and up, then I'm like,
Dude, speaking of sleep, I actually just made the investment for myself. It's called an Aura Ring.
An Aura Ring?
An Aura Ring is nuts. So it's like,
like Aura or
Aura.
Aura.
Oura ring. So so I'm big on like sleep too. Like I want to like try and like improve my sleep a lot.
Hayden sleeps hard.
I'm a sleeper.
yeah, you
let me
do.
tell you. When I
Yeah,
sleep,
you
I
do.
literally it's like
It's no secret when Hayden falls asleep.
No
We'll
secret,
all
bro.
be chilling
You'll
in the
hear
living
my
room,
ass.
and it's just like fucking ripping it. I'm like, damn, he is out,
dude,
bro.
I swear to God, like I'll lay my head down and when I like tell myself I'm going to bed, I'm done, dude. Out. Like it's like a switch just turns
He's
off.
just
I'm
like
done.
eyes closed, REM sleep.
Dude, literally REM.
Jesus.
Deep REM sleep. And this thing called the Aura Ring is actually gonna be telling me how good I can sleep. It rates your readiness score and like how well you sleep. It's a ring you wear on your finger when you go to bed.
Oh, I think I've heard of
dude,
this.
it's sick. It's like kind of a lot. It's like $300. But dude, it's so
balling? It's
fucking
good.
worth it. It's gonna be sick. Dude. I can't wait because it's like tells you like your deep sleep, readiness score, like all this like crazy technical shit for like your sleep. And just like to have this like a good like work day and like a good mindset. Like sleep is so fucking important. Like nobody realizes how important it is. But,
People really sleep on sleep, bro.
dude, they be sleeping on sleep for sure. That's a fact.
Yeah, Hayden got it. He's right there.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward for that. It's gonna be tight. It'll be sick.
That's one thing that shit. I need to come back to the mic. That's one thing that I've been like preaching with people is sleep. It was something I recently told our buddy Sean and Tess about.
Yeah, the people that we know that get like the least amount of sleep.
Yeah. And I told them to listen to that episode of, you'd be super interested in it too. If you bought that ring, you'd love this fucking episode
shit,
of
that's
Joe
right.
Rogan's
It's
podcast.
only 8:30.
Yeah. We
Dude.
started at 6:30.
No,
Or
we
6:40.
started at dude. We are making great fucking time on this episode.
Yeah.
I
You're
was like-
excited because you need to go to
Well,
bed.
no. I
Dude,
was just
we
thinking
covered
like
a lot though,
'cause,
honestly.
yeah, sitting here talking, I was like, this feels like a 3-hour one, and we're just hitting 2.
Hour 47, yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
We're packing
Oh,
these
dude.
so well.
There was a point where I looked over at the clock and we were kind of wrapping up on like, all right, we covered verses, and I turned around and I was like, an hour? Oh,
Dude.
Like we cut that real short.
We used to
crazy. Yeah.
ramble. What did we even talk about for 3 hours? How did we even do that?
We didn't know how to podcast.
Yeah.
We're on episode
Holy shit,
38.
you're right.
You guys are just getting more
Damn.
sophisticated, brothers.
I'm
Yeah.
really feeling the progress.
Cutting it down a
Awesome.
lot now.
But still, like, this is great. I'm loving it. Anyway,
yeah, I don't have my phone. 'cause
Sleep.
it's on the floor.
Joe Rogan. Okay.
Yeah, but I was gonna pull up the episode. I think it's 11:09. but it's Joe Rogan with the sleep doctor.
Sleep doctor.
I can
Dude.
pull it up because Tess sent it to me the other day.
Dude, so fucking much information to the
Super
point where it
knowledgeable.
was talked about on other podcasts, other comedians, other like famous people for a while because of how much information is in it.
1109.
Yeah, 1109.
9.
It's it's with Matthew Walker.
I'm gonna save it right now.
Yeah, go for it.
You'll love it, especially if you're getting into like the science of sleep and everything.
It will scare the shit out
Oh,
of you.
dude,
Yeah.
I fucking. Bet.
I watched a TED talk talking about it was like titled like sleep is our greatest superpower, and it was just talking about like how and it was a lot of the same points that this guy was hitting. How like if you get under 6 hours of sleep, your testosterone is like cut in half, and how if you get under 6 hours of sleep regularly, like your chance of Alzheimer's like goes through the roof, and
that's scary
cancer
shit.
and heart disease and like all this shit because your body isn't supposed to do
Dude, it
that.
just fucking runs out. You know.
Yeah,
And
we-
that's what that whole episode will cover.
Why the
Yeah,
fuck would I
we
connect?
we lived as
Oh, here it is.
cavemen and hunter gatherers for so long with no type of like electronic light, no type of artificial light. It was when the sun goes down, you go to fucking sleep because you can't see shit. And so the sun goes down, you knock out, and then you wake up when the sun comes up. And that was the normal circadian rhythm for us for thousands of years. And then we came up with the light bulb and LED lights, and now we have these nice pretty little screens that emit blue light that keeps you up.
100%.
And now nobody goes to sleep until like a few hours before the sun comes up,
Yeah, it's
Yep.
nuts, dude.
and
Especially
our bodies
being-
aren't made for that shit.
Yeah, especially like, just being our age, like either working, going to school. It's like if everyone just feel like they have to stay up just to catch up on all their shit and do everything they need to do in a
Yeah.
day. So it's like, yeah, that doesn't fucking help either. Just having so much shit to do. So it's like I know everyone's just staying up super late, just working on whatever they have to work on,
My
which just fucking sucks.
one of my old bosses told me one of the things that she did because she learned about it being like one of the healthiest ways to wake up was she would wake up and either sit straight up and just kind of stare out the window at whatever was outside, or get up and just go walk outside and like sunbathe for like 5 to 10 minutes.
Dude, literally just getting up and walking will like kick you into gear.
But the whole point is to see daylight, see the
Mhm.
things outside, see
I-
nature. Like even if it's
No
just
wonder
dirt,
I
it's
wasn't-
outside.
Yeah, it's something
No,
other
yeah.
than your bedroom,
No wonder I wasn't comprehending any of this shit. I'm like, what do you mean wake up and see daylight?
'Cause you
I
wake
wake
up-
up at the dark.
It's still fucking, it's probably actually, isn't it the darkest before? I know that whole like darkest before dawn, but it really is, isn't it?
I have no idea.
I think it's like the darkest part of night is, I think, the hour before dawn or something like
It's
that.
like 5 a.m. ish, like
Somewhere
something like
around
that,
there.
Yeah.
So while we're on the topic of it, there is this dope little website that I found when surfing YouTube. And I don't know how familiar you guys are with sleep cycles.
I fucking heard of this shit. Okay, keep
But
going on.
I heard it. I listened to Chris D'Elia talk about it. Never looked into it. Needed to.
I've looked into it like once, not enough for me to speak like as
Floating
well
around
as
it.
I do on most topics.
Oh shit! So I know. So it's like if you wake up at X time, fall asleep at X time, right?
Yeah,
For like the
kind
best
of. Yeah,
sleep cycle type shit. Okay.
yeah.
Go
So
on.
like with sleep cycles, you have multiple cycles within a full night's rest,
Mhm.
and a perfect night of rest is like 7 to 8 hours, and you wake up at the end of your final sleep cycle. And when you wake up like at the end of a cycle or like in between cycles, that is when you wake up feeling refreshed and really good. That's why like you can vouch for times where you got 4 hours of sleep and felt way better than you did with 6. And it's because if you wake up in the middle of a sleep cycle, your body is groggy as shit and doesn't really get out of it until that sleep cycle finishes in your brain. And then once it's finished, then you kind of get more alertness and you're more aware and you're sharper. But so what you're supposed to do is if you're not going to get a full night's rest, that you're supposed to time your sleep cycles up so where you'll wake up in between one of them so you don't feel groggy as fuck in the morning.
Yeah.
And so there's this website and it's called Sleepy Time. And it's literally called Sleepy Time because it's sleepyti.me instead of .com.
Mm-hmm.
And so you put in what time you have to wake up and it will calculate several different times that you can fall asleep and what time. And it says like, oh, on average, people take 14 minutes to fall asleep, like actually fall asleep. So try to get in bed 14 minutes before these designated times. And you will fall asleep. And when your alarm goes off, it'll be right at the end of the sleep cycle. And you'll wake up
Interesting.
Can you vouch
refreshed.
for that? Does that like really help you?
I've tried it. And it like, I was trying to go to bed at like 10 because I was already like super far behind on my sleep schedule because I was waking up at 4 a.m. at the time.
Yeah.
and the thing said, no, you should go to bed at 10:30. So I stayed up an extra 15 minutes, woke up at 10:30, and felt great. And it was fucking trippy. And so, like, what time do you guys have to wake up? Like,
Wake up?
Because I have the website right here. So, like, what time would you have to wake up tomorrow?
I'll try and wake up at 6 a.m. That's like
6 a.m.?
my time.
Okay, we'll use that one. So 6 minutes 0 a.m. Calculate. So you should try to fall asleep at one of the following times: 9 p.m., 10:30 p.m., or midnight or 1:30 a.m. Those are your windows of time to where you will get
Sleep
Optimal
cycle.
full
amount.
cycles,
Yeah.
and you will wake up in between cycles and feel refreshed. It says, please keep in mind you should be falling asleep at these times. The average human takes 14 minutes to fall asleep, so plan accordingly. Sleepy time works by counting backwards in sleep cycles. Waking up in the middle of a sleep cycle leaves you feeling tired and groggy. Waking up in between cycles wakes you up feeling refreshed and alert. And so
awesome.
you use the website, you type in what time you have to wake up,
I
and
gotta
it will
read
give
into
you
this shit because that is super fucking trippy.
Yeah, it's really dope. And
I have to
I
wake-
want to look into it more too. But
Stop
like,
sleeping on sleep, people.
yeah, I tried it, and I stayed up an extra amount just to match my cycles, and it felt like better rest.
Yeah. Interesting.
Then again, I'm anecdotal evidence, but still.
Do you have to head out at any time?
I got like 10 more minutes or so.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we need to wrap it up, that's not a bad note to wrap it up on.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
so.
with it.
I think that was actually
You guys are really good,
fucking stellar, dude.
dude. Yeah, that's
that was
awesome.
good.
Yeah,
I got shit the other day for saying stellar.
stellar's a great
from
word.
Ethan.
Oh, shocker.
So he was like, "You said stellar," and fucking 10, 15 minutes.
That's
of
a
that shit.
stellar bird. You got
Yeah,
your
shoot,
shit,
that would
brother.
have been like 30, 35 minutes. But thank you for fucking coming on, dude.
No, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys for
No,
having me.
This boy's
Fucking
been so
awesome.
stoked about this. We ran into each other at the gym.
Dude,
He's like,
the
dude,
other
I
day.
can't wait to get on. Like,
Dude, yeah, I'm so glad it finally happened. We were able to work something out, dude.
Yeah,
This is
that's
awesome.
dope.
Really enjoyable.
So
Definitely.
everybody listening, thank you. I believe, hit the shit out of the mic. I believe
39?
that was 38. I'm gonna say 38
Let's find
because I
out.
believe last week with Jake was 30. Fuck, I'm so bad.
You guys
at
been on like a
this.
weekly basis,
Yeah.
pretty much for the most
Yeah,
part.
it is 38. Nice.
Oh, thank God.
Nice.
Okay, right. Jake was 37.
Jake was
Okay, so,
37.
yeah, thank you for listening to 38 with our buddy Hayden.
Yes,
And,
thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the podcast. It was definitely enjoyed being on here.
Plug your shit.
That's what I was just gonna
Yes,
say.
so you can follow me on Twitter. You can witness.
He'll be super
You
active
can,
from now
witness,
on.
you can witness the revival of my Twitter at fuck ditto. That is right, FUCK ditto, DITTO. Check out my brand versusenigma.com or follow us on Instagram versus_enigma. So yeah, dude, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah.
you guys.
we'll just end it there.
This is
See you
episode
later.
38, and we're signing off.
Goodbye.
Cue the outro.